to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. This is an open line show, so anybody can join. Everybody should join. We're on the BDA main Discord. If you want to talk to us, talk to the people. We have a lot of news, actually. Some very interesting news that we're going to be talking about. But before we get to that, shout out to everybody in the chat. Virtuoso, Skull Kid, Matador, Jamie Raiden. Who else do we have here? More BDC. All right. I see we're populating the chat here. All right, let's get started here. By the way, guys, please hit the like button. It really helps us out. Just gotta hit that like. And if you want to support the show via super chats, and we also have Patreon, you can do so. The link's in the description. All right. I think we have Recognized here. I don't know if he's gone, but
I'm here.
All right. Welcome, Recognized. Let's start with the news here. Let's see what we have here. Where shall we begin? Well, Teofimo Lopez Sr. said that if Shakur Stevenson loses, and I'm paraphrasing, if he loses, then it's pretty much over for Shakur's career, because he says that Shakur is boring as hell.
Yes, facts. That's all he has going for himself is that zero.
Some people are criticizing Teofimo Lopez Sr. because they're saying oh, you didn't give your son instructions and your son lost, which is true, but that has nothing to do with what he said. I mean, what he said makes sense.
Two things could be true at the same time, right? Maybe his father didn't give him the best instruction, and maybe Teofimo Sr. saying that, Shakur only has his zero going for him, and could be true. I personally believe that. I think that his zero is the only thing he has going for himself, and he's barely likable as an undefeated.
Right. And we've said it, man. That's pretty much all he has. Here's the exact quote. This is from Fight Hub TV. I feel bad for Shakur when he loses. He's a boring fighter. Nobody's going to see him, and we're running to the top. Okay, so he's saying that nobody's going to see Shakur if he loses, and that they, meaning him, his son and him, they're going to go to the top, which I doubt. Let's hear what he had to say.
I doubt it.
Let's see what he had to say. I'm going to play it now.
For Shakur, but at least we know how to lose, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for Shakur when he loses, and he's a boring fighter. Nobody gonna see him, and we running to the top. Let's see who's up on top 5 years from now.
Let's see who's on top in 5 years from now.
So we're going for a real title right now. We're fighting the champion. We're not fighting for a vacant belt like Shakur does. He's got 2 vacant belts.
What do you think about that, Recognize? He's saying Teofimo Lopez if he's fighting a real fighter in Rolly Romero.
Rolly Romero is barely a real champion at welterweight, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's a real. I mean, yeah, exactly. But in terms of danger, though, that level of danger that Rolly Romero presents, is it something to be respected?
Oh yeah, because Rolly can knock you out. He has a pretty heavy punch. I even think Tank said, the Duke a punch. He can hit you hard, and so if you got a guy like that saying that, we've seen him knock other guys out, in the past. So yeah, he's a dangerous fighter. He's not the most skilled guy, obviously. He could be outboxed, but there is a danger factor there. What's the danger factor with Shakur? What, he's going to out-tap you?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it. What's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, he could make you look bad, I guess. No, isn't that he could make you look bad?
I guess, maybe he can embarrass you.
Yeah.
By backing away from you. And maybe you swing and you fall over on yourself, but he's not going to do no damage to you. He's soft. He's a soft, undefeated fighter.
Okay, so we have Virtuoso here. I don't know if you want to jump in.
What's good?
Virtuoso.
Yeah, salute. Quick question for you two. Do you think Rolly versus Teofimo, is that a pay-per-view?
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh boy, I don't
Jesus
know. I guess
Christ.
so. It's on the zone.
mean,
The
Bro,
zone, the zone
I gotta say this, bro, real quick.
yeah.
If the WBA was actually like a neutral party, right, and they actually ran it like a legit sanctioning body and ordered Rolly to fight Catterall, Teofimo Cena would not be saying that shit right now. His career, his Teofimo's career right now is right now like irrelevant. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, that is true.
Teofimo, he should be careful with his criticism. I agree with him about Shakur. First of all, your son lost him, right? Now, I have my personal opinions about that. But nonetheless, your son lost that fight. Okay? He fought like shit, in my opinion. Like, you're getting lucky by getting another shot at a belt going up in weight.
Mm-hmm.
I would at least have some type of self-awareness when it comes to my criticisms, especially when he looks in the mirror, he could see a lot of criticisms coming back. He could be like, "Hey, man, you shouldn't be talking right now."
Is he trying to just sell his son? Like, they have to pretend that nothing happened and they're still the shit, if you know what I mean? Like, they're still...
Look, I believe nothing happened. This is my personal opinion. I don't think Teofimo had a really good game plan to win the fight. Okay? So in that sense, to me, nothing did happen. But your son lost. He's got a loss on his record. When you look up BoxRec or any website for boxing, you're gonna see that your son has a loss to Shakur.
What do you mean nothing happened?
Oh, I don't think Teofimo had a real game plan of winning.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he really did.
But don't you think was that a hit on Teofimo Lopez's career? The performance?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure.
But how bad do you rate this performance, like that loss? You can lose putting a good performance, like a good showing, but that type of performance, how do you rate that?
I mean, I rate it as like, you had a shitty game plan to win the fight. And I also look at it as, like you're the type of guy that boxing fans shouldn't trust. If you're a fan of Teofimo Lopez, you shouldn't trust him off that performance.
So he shouldn't be talking shit, right? Like, he shouldn't be talking a big game. We're gonna be back, or we're gonna take over the sport in the next 5 years. Like, are they for real? Do they actually believe this nonsense? Like, does he?
Yeah. Why would I?
Yeah.
My point is, why would I trust you when you put up performances like that?
And it's been coming, right? Because some people have criticized Teofimo Lopez's previous performances, the performances before the Shakur fight. So it's not this.
Right.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Let me add to that too. It's like, if Teofimo was a real man and fighter's dad, he wouldn't be talking shit. His dad would not be talking shit. He'll be dead quiet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't see him. I don't see him doing much as a welterweight because who is training him.
I understand hyping him up. That's his son. That's his fighter. I get it, but have a little self-awareness. You're talking about Shakur being irrelevant, and he doesn't have he doesn't have anything else going for him outside of his zero. And I would agree with that, but I would say your son doesn't really have anything going for himself outside of, boxing needs stars. They need some notoriety, right? And so his son has somewhat of a name, and that's why he's getting these chances. Because other than that, why does he deserve a title shot? For what? He just lost.
Exactly. That's why I told BDA to title the previous show, the last show, ask the question: does Teofimo Lopez deserve a title shot? He's just getting that shot because of his name, obviously. But again, do these people at the top understand that a lot of boxing fans don't respect Teofimo Lopez anymore because of that performance. I mean, I'll speak for myself. That performance was complete fucking garbage. This guy does not deserve a title shot. He needs to get back into the drawing board and start fighting low level opposition, because he's been looking like shit for a while now. It's not only with the Shakur fight, previous fights have also looked like shit. He beat Josh Taylor and all of a sudden, oh, he's back. But then we look at how good Josh Taylor was, and he actually sucked, because then he lost to Catterall twice. I know he got robbed. Catterall got robbed in one of those, but he clearly lost against Catterall twice. So Josh Taylor was completely washed up. So what to tell you about Teofimo Lopez? I'm not saying he has no chance of making a comeback, but man, he doesn't deserve a title shot, man. No, it's crazy. No. And like Virtuoso said, at welterweight, what do you guys think? What are his chances of dominating the welterweight division?
I mean, there's not that many big names over there. I mean, I don't think he could beat. I don't think he could beat Shakur. Excuse me. Shakur's not at welterweight. I don't think he could beat Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia. You know, I don't think he could beat those guys. I would pick them to beat him. What
about the size, though? I'm going to look for the video while I ask you this question, guys. I saw a face-off, let's say, not a face-off, just they were doing a photo shoot, and it was Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero. They were next to each other, and Teofimo Lopez looks bigger than Rolly Romero, actually.
In height?
In just the head. Like the bone structure, if that makes any fucking sense. I'm gonna find the video. But yeah, he looks a little bit
Teofimo got that big South American fucking head.
Yeah, the Olmec, the giant, the old, yeah.
He got that Olmec head.
Have you seen his pictures through the years when he's taking photos with the boxers, and like his body is small, but his head is like mad big.
Right, you're right. Maybe just the head, I guess. Let me find the fucking video.
Yeah, he's just got I mean, I should be careful how I say it. Let me say pause, right? He's got a big dome, you know. His dome is just huge.
Dome.
Fucking pause on that shit.
Let me share my screen with you guys. All right, I'm sharing my screen on Discord. I'm going to be sharing my screen on YouTube here. All right, here we go. Do you see this? Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I just... Do you guys see the video?
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean just the head. Let me pause it. Look at his small head. Look at this giant head.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I want to mute this. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look. He's got a bigger cranium, right? I think they're about the same size, body-wise, same height. At least from that angle, it looks like everything's pretty equal.
Okay, so it's just the head, I guess. The shoulders, they look same.
By the way, these guys are friends.
Really?
They grew up together. Of course, there's plenty of video. There's plenty of video of them hanging out with each other.
All right.
Like when I say hanging out, they're like in each other's houses, you know. So you got to be pretty cool with somebody to be like, "Hey, man, come over, let's hang out or whatever."
Okay. Is that gonna affect the fight? Probably not.
I don't think so. I don't think they take things, these Shakur Stevensons and Keyshawn Davis of the world. These are salty ass fuck they're salty motherfuckers. They get butt hurt real easily. So maybe I could see why they don't fight each other. I think Shakur uses Keyshawn as a bodyguard type. This guy wants to fight me, you fight him. That type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird... Yeah, it could be. So, going back to this fight, though, like... what do you expect from this fight? Teofimo Lopez against Rolly Romero? Like, do you expect Teofimo Lopez to go for the knockout? How's he going to fight the welterweight?
I could see either one of these guys hurting each other bad. I'll probably go Edge, Tio. But me personally, I'm rooting for Rolly to beat him. I want Rolly to win.
Can he win?
Yeah, he could win. I mean, you gotta hurt him. We saw when he hurt when he dropped Ryan Garcia, even though I don't think that fight was nearly as far as people try to make it out to be, right? Fight was pretty, in my opinion, it was pretty much 6-6, right? Like the knockdown made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But we see that when he can hurt you, he can make a fighter hesitant to operate to try to win the fight. And I think if he could do that to Tio's definitely the type of guy that will, be very cautious and just no activity and could lose that way.
Yeah, that is true. And by the way, in Skulky in the chat says they were friends when they were young.
Yeah, I mean, still the same thing, brother. They know each other. They still know each other,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they knew each other, so. But then again,
yeah, and it's money.
Well, they're fighting, So as you said, it's the same shit. Like just Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis, they have the same type of relationship, but they don't want to
fight. They're fake blood brothers, right? They're not real blood brothers. There's no real friendship there. It's just, bro. Y'all need to stop, man. Y'all need to stop.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what's happening there. It's pretty obvious what's happening with Shakur and Keyshawn.
Stop it. You'll see once Keyshawn is no longer useful, you'll see how fast the core and his fucking team cut him off.
Oh yeah. Good point. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Okay, so Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero. If Teofimo Lopez loses that fight, what happens to Teofimo Lopez's career?
I mean, he'll be coming off of what? It'll be 2 losses in a row. Yeah, and he lost to Rolly Romero.
Mm-hmm.
I think his career becomes an afterthought.
Yeah, he just got to rebuild himself, I guess.
Isn't that where he is right now? Like,
yeah, I mean, this is obviously he can't. He doesn't want to lose this fight.
No, but it's a big hit, though. I feel like if he loses his fight, it's pretty much he becomes almost irrelevant. Like you lose to Shakur, okay, fine. Shakur's supposed to be his pound for pounder. Rolly Romero is not supposed to be a pound for pounder, right?
Right.
And you clearly lost to Shakur. Like it looked like you looked terrible in that fight. Then you lose to a guy like Rolly Romero, who, okay, he has a belt, a title, whatever, but this guy is not an elite. Yeah, he's not an elite boxer, man, right? Nobody's saying, Rolly Romero has a good chance of becoming a pound for pounder. If he nobody's expecting that much from Rolly Romero, actually. Like, they're expecting him to lose against Ryan Garcia, against Evan Haney, against any of these big names. So you can't lose to Rolly Romero.
Not to say he can't beat those guys, but yeah, I wouldn't favor him. Yeah, you shouldn't. I got him as a favorite to win that fight, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm rooting for Rolly. I want Rolly to win.
Because I mentioned Ryan Garcia. I said he's expected to beat Rolly. And in a rematch, I think a lot of people will have Ryan Garcia as a favorite, even though he lost in the first fight. But because of what we've seen from Ryan Garcia, right, I guess he improved or something. Well, he looked great against Mario Barrios. And so I believe that if Ryan Garcia rematched Rolly Romero, I think the favorite would be Ryan Garcia again. And by the way, in that fight, nothing really happened other than Ryan Garcia went down early, but then both fighters didn't really do shit throughout the whole fucking fight. So it wasn't like a Rolly Romero domination. So
I agree.
So yeah, I think that's how people would.
Yeah, I thought in the first fight, Ryan got spooked by the shoulder roll, and he didn't want to fuck with him.
When the power, I think he got scared. He got dropped, and something happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Rolly has the capability for certain guys like that if he hurts you, he could keep you like sort of inactive, and maybe win on points that way, right? If he doesn't knock you out. Like that's what I saw with Ryan. Again, I don't think there was this like wide gap in terms of rounds. But it looked like Ryan Garcia was hesitant, from the knockdown.
That's right. That's right. Guys in the chat,
Right.
don't forget you can join the panel here. Link in the description, link in the chat. Yes, go ahead, Recognize.
I think that was my point. Look, man, it is a dangerous fight. Rolly could punch. He can punch. He can put your lights out.
That is
Strong
true.
kid. His technical abilities are a little flawed, a little too flawed, but he makes up for it with power. He's a strong kid. He could hurt you. So Teofimo got to be careful. You got to be careful.
All right, let's move on here. We have a video here. Let me just see who posted this. This is from what's that show called with the Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri? I always forget. Bleh.
The Pillow Fisted Crew.
Oh yeah, the Pillow Fists. How could I forget? Oh, I don't know. In that show, they had Robert Garcia there as a guest, and Robert Garcia said that Bam Rodriguez got a call from Al Heyman, and they offered him a Tank Davis fight. So Bam Rodriguez against Tank Davis. I couldn't believe it until I heard this. So let me play this for you guys. Hold on. All right, here we go.
I'm kind of that's why it's funny to me. You know who else he called out and but he didn't put it on social media. But we have the message the message he said he called out Bam.
He called out Bam.
I'm telling you guys.
Anyway, it was too big for him, so he wasn't prepared.
He called out Bam, and he says, "I want to fight you next. I'm gonna talk to Al Heyman to make that fight happen." You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry. So Al Heyman didn't call anybody. He was like the Tank Davis. Basically, Davis texted Bam Rodriguez that he wanted to fight Bam Rodriguez.
Oh, so you had inside. You got inside
He
info.
was throwing out the other guys publicly because he knew it was going to make the fight anyway because he wasn't going to be right. But privately, he was hoping he was going to get.
Anyways, what do you guys think about that? Tank Davis wants to fight Bam Rodriguez. Do you believe that? Because maybe Robert Garcia is lying. I don't know. Could be.
If it's true, it wouldn't shock me because he did pull little guys up in the past. Leo Santa Cruz comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
He has a habit of doing that. Remember, there was talks that he wanted to fight Inouye.
Yep.
I don't
know if was that true though. I don't know.
It seemed like he was hinting like he wouldn't mind a fight like that. He wouldn't mind.
I know some of his fans wanted that fight.
Oh yeah. His fans definitely wanted that fight. They see that as a winnable fight for them. And Bam is even smaller than Inouye. So, look, this dude is checked out of boxing, and what I mean by that is competing for greatness. He's already checked out. He's calling out Devin Haney and all these other. Are these fights realistic? And let's look at size. Since I'll give Tank a little bit of credit, since he's been cutting out on the fat camps, when he's in good shape, he's little. We can see that. That's why he fought Ryan Garcia at a catch weight with attached rehydration clause.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running out of opponents. Devin Haney is a big boy. He's fucking 147 naturally. And when he fully hydrates, he's in that 160 to 165 mark easily. Okay, the big boy. So what are you gonna do? You gonna dehydrate him? You gonna fight him at a catch weight?
If he wants to.
Who's gonna respect that? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna look at that respectfully outside of your fan base? Outside of his fan base.
Well, somebody in the chat, Top Shot, says Tank would kill Bam. Let's get it. Y'all protecting Bam and that Chinese boy. So some people don't care.
Well,
some people don't.
I mean, What's he talking about? The guy fights at 135. The dude
Well,
just
he's a
moved
pound
up
for
to
pounder.
one.
That's what. Let me read you this tweet that I saw in regards to this call out. This guy on Twitter says, "Yeah, don't y'all say Bam is pound for pound and Tank is not, right? Well, let's see these pound for pound skills against a non-pound for pound fighter. Ha ha ha." Tank stops all these dudes, but he's still not pound for pound list. How shit is a crime? I don't know what the fuck. He's basically saying, listen, you're saying Tank is not a pound for pounder. Bam is a pound for pounder. Then therefore, Bam should win this fight. It's a pound for pounder.
I offer an advice and a challenge. Here's my advice and challenge. So you got Tank Davis, who fights at 135 pounds. Since he's already done a catch weight, right? Since he's already done a catch weight and a rehydration clause on Ryan Garcia, who agreed, I offer Tank this challenge. Fight Inui or Bam Rodriguez at a catch weight. Let's say 128. And a rehydration clause. You can't go up no further than, let's say, 138. Okay,
that's not fair.
Let's make that fight happen.
That's not fair for you're weakening. You're weakening Tank Davis. What do you want to do?
He's a pound for pound great fighter.
He's
ain't
not. He? No. They're saying he's not. You're saying they're complaining that they called certain fighters pound for pound, but not Tank Davis. So they are the pound for pound.
So even better. Since you're not a pound for pounder and you have no leverage, then I would offer Inui and Bam. Call him out. Go on those clauses. Go at 128, no more than 10 pounds of rehydration, okay? And let's get it.
I mean, I agree with you. Let's see what people say.
Tank can still go down to 130, you know?
You think so?
Yeah, you don't hear him talking about Shakur Foster, you know what I mean? Like, I find that kind of strange, you know? Because he's a good fighter.
Because he'll get outworked.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's a good fighter, so Tank won't fight him. I forgot. Sorry.
Hey, you guys, I know it's off topic, but did you guys see the Morocco-France game?
Yeah.
No. Continue the boxing.
No, but dude, it was totally scripted.
Okay. Jason, we'll get to that off the air or something, man. Come on. You're crazy. Scripted?
Fine.
Yeah, crazy, man. Or people are saying in the chat, Tank can't even take out Roach, says Loy. Tank can't even take out Roach. That is true.
But look, to be fair,
Tank's completely irrelevant in boxing. He's not going to.
Many people can't take out Roach. Okay, nobody's ever taken that I'm aware of. Nobody's ever taken him out.
But by the way, Robert Garcia might be lying. It's true. JDA Jay in the chat. You should join the panel. By the way, he says Robert Garcia has been caught lying in the past. Remember when Robert Garcia said that Mikey Garcia hit harder than Canelo? Do you guys remember that?
That Mikey Garcia?
Yeah, I don't remember that, but maybe he said it. I don't know. It's his brother. Maybe he's just crazy.
I don't know. Maybe he had too many
tequilas and coronas, man. But no, he could be lying. Listen. I don't know. Maybe he's lying.
Yeah, he could be lying, but I'm saying
he already called out Inoue at some point, right? So,
right. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I preface it by saying if it's true, right? If it's true, well, we know his fans are. His fans want these fights, you know. And I just say, man, return the favor. Boxing did you a favor. You had Ryan Garcia meet you at a catch weight, sign a rehydration clause, and all that. You came out victorious. Right? Now return boxing a favor. Be a man. Be a pound for pound fighter.
But recognize he's the face of boxing.
Well, then, if you're the face of boxing, then you know, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You're the face of boxing. Keep telling people to meet you at 135, right? And whether they're big or small, at a disadvantage. And let's see if any of these superstars take you up on your challenge while you're just fighting for, stagnant paychecks that you can scrap up, and they keep making big money and you become irrelevant.
So is Tank running out of options here?
Of course.
He's irrelevant. Makes it relevant in
This is
boxing.
boxing. You have to have a. I'm sorry, man. Let me just finish this. You have to have a equal dance partner in order to make history, and he's not willing to do that.
That's right. That's right. I mean, he doesn't want to fight anybody at 140. He doesn't even want to fight anybody at 135. Any big names at 135. Oh, by the way, okay. Well, since we're talking about Tank Davis, PBC, the PBC is now gonna be showcasing their fights on the Zone, or the Dead Zone, as LRB once called it, the Dead Zone. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting, pretty ironic as well.
Yeah, they need. Well, they need.
So I guess the Zone won the streaming wars.
They need something because their entire
the war is over. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
They need something because their entire operation's coming down because the guy who pumped money into their system is going to be broke soon. So, of course, it was always probably going to happen. They needed somebody to save them, and yeah, it's going to be DAZN because that's where it's at nowadays.
Mm-hmm,
yeah. Mm-hmm. There aren't that many options as far as watching boxing.
True. So what do you expect now? Do we expect bigger fights? Are fights going to be easier to make now? Because everybody seems to be top rank.
The PBC,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if the PBC doesn't have much influence, if it's just really a name and it's not really, if they don't really have the control over their, or the influence over their athletes they had before, then the fights probably will be a lot easier to make because nobody wants to, or at least no serious fighter wants to be held to contract by a company that can't even keep itself afloat. So yeah, I think the fights will probably happen because what's PBC going to do? Stop fight. It's not like they've got some network that they can manipulate the image of boxing and act like they control all the belts that are relevant. This is not 2019 anymore. So yeah, the fights probably will happen if the fighters want them.
No. Hey, my response to that question, Bucho, is that I don't think the PBC has that many. I can only think of two headliners, and that's Tank and Benavidez. After that, it's like I don't know who's an attraction that people will pay to see on TV on a streaming service. Yeah, I mean, there's some good fights, there's some good fighters there, but they're not stars. I think with them teaming up with DAZN, I think they're gonna get a budget, and that's gonna make the fight. They're gonna make more fights. Just hopefully not pay-per-views like they usually do because they're fucking addicts when they come to that. And you're going to see a busier schedule for them. Amazon wasn't really giving them a budget because they were basically renting out, bandwidth just to showcase their fights.
What type of fights do you expect? Can we get some examples, guys, from PBC? What could they provide DAZN with? Like what type of fights?
Well, here's what I want. I want Brandon Figueroa to fight Espinoza at featherweight. I want to see, this guy, Gary Antoine Russell, fight. Who did they have? Dalton Smith. I haven't heard anything about that Puello and Dalton Smith, rescheduling. I haven't heard a new date. I'm thinking that shit is dead. So make that fight. That's a more entertaining fight than with Puello, who's just a fucking stingy puncher who's gonna move around.
I think he's gonna fight Shakur next. Shakur needs a fight soon.
Do you know I heard that Shakur was being linked to signing with Zuffa?
Oh yeah. We're gonna get to that. Apparently it is. It's official now. Let me post a picture.
Oh
here.
Really?
Yes, we're gonna post it right here. Everybody can see it. The Ring magazine has also confirmed this. Signed, Shakur Stevenson. Signed with Zuffa Boxing. There we go.
Great. Stay there.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Stay there. Fine. We don't want to see you over there, in the zone. Let me tell you this. Zuffa has become the Who Needs You promotion Like people that are being ducked or people that are not like entertaining enough, or interesting enough, they end up on Zuffa.
Devin's going there next too, probably.
Good. Stay over there.
Isn't it a big signing? Yeah. Some people are gonna be saying, "Oh, Shakur is the future. He's undefeated. He's a pound for pounder now, and he just signed with Zuffa Boxing, it's a new promotional company. So, isn't that a big signing?"
Yeah, but people were like, it's like this, man. Like Shakur has a following, but he ends up letting them down. Like I remember I was at that fight a couple years ago when he fought Hardatunian, and people were leaving. I was there, and I'm like, holy shit! Like he's really losing fans, the way he's fighting.
This is Shakur Stevenson who just beat Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, but the thing is, Teofimo hasn't really been much of a world-class fighter ever since, he beat Lomachenko. Like really, because he's like he's regressed as a fighter to me, and yeah, it's a good signing. But the thing is, you got to be an entertaining fighter, and the thing is, do they really want Shakur Stevenson to fight on their platform, considering the criticism about this guy? Like, if you're a real hardcore fighter, yeah, you'll have some affinity for that type of fighter, but to the larger audience that want to see entertaining fights and want to see knockouts, he's not the guy you want.
Why would they sign him?
What I mean?
So some people are going to be saying, why would they sign him? Go ahead.
Well, I think they'll promote him in a different way, like they'll say, well, look at Teofimo Lopez, look at the guy who outclassed him for 12 rounds. I mean, Teofimo Lopez still has people who think he's elite. I mean, the guy is such a fraud now. But they can promote the guy who outclassed him for 12 rounds recently. That's probably how they'll do it.
I think they're also signing like a lot of people so that they can put on another big, like how they're doing the cards, like when Turkey first came out or whatever, and like have a bunch of stars and then put a card like that at Zuffa, huge, no one else involved, no top rank, no. You put on
and I'm curious to see if he's actually going to move up to welterweight, because correct me if I'm wrong, but the Zuffa only has like the 8 traditional weight classes.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that. Yeah, I think so. But they also said that they still recognize the belts, right? The original belts, whatever you want to call it. So
man, they're fucking confusing.
Because I don't think they even know themselves where they want to go with this shit with the belts.
Yeah.
What type of fights can they make with Shakur Stevenson? Like, let's say you guys are Zuffa Boxing, and what do you do with this guy, with Shakur?
Get him the other champions at 140. Pretty
Get
simple.
rid of him. How about that?
No, too late. you just got him, man.
Oh,
He already fucking. I'm already tired of hearing this fool's name and not doing anything.
All right, so who are these other champions? Who are these? Let me check it out.
well, get him against Gary Russell. Get him against. Well, the entire division. Entire division is stacked, obviously. So there's no shortage of fights, but. I mean, if I had my choice, he's now left Eddie Hearn, so this fight may not happen next, Dalton Smith. But there's Gary Russell there. There's tons of top contenders. Somebody's going to pick up the IBF. I don't know if that sound was me. Someone's going to pick up the IBF. You've got Delgado and Beslanov. So yeah, get it. Puello, not right now, thanks. But yeah, there's plenty of fights.
Johnny Las Vegas, thank you for just 2 seconds. Johnny Las Vegas, thank you for your super chat. He says Shakur is boring, but he's still the best pure boxer right now. Plus, he's half Puerto Rican. That's true. So he has my full support. They said the same about Mayweather. Okay, so he thinks that maybe Zuffa has a Mayweather in their hands right now. Okay.
Oh my God!
They could put him up against Mark Zuckerberg, bro, because he likes to be, maybe not Mark Zuckerberg. Look, Elon Musk, he owns Twitter or X. He likes to tweet a lot and not fight. So he could have the boss.
Adrian Jordan, he's a prophet because he said we're gonna fight on Twitter.
Yeah, the fool ain't fighting no. I'm not interested in this fool, bro. Like he ain't fighting nobody, bro. Like he ain't talking. He just talk. Okay, we're talking about what was that dude, Oshaki Foster?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, nobody
you
cares,
really want?
nobody
He's
cares
talking
about
all
that fight.
that
Nobody
shit.
cares about that fucking fight.
But I would like to still see it because there's a lot of
What?
rumors, right?
What? Oh
I
my
want
god,
to see it. I want
they
to see
sold you that
it.
shit? You bought it? You bought the fucking
I
hype?
don't. I do. It doesn't matter
Oh
whether
man,
if I bought it or not. I
Gypsy,
want to
you're
see a fight.
interested in this fight. How can you be interested in that
I
bullshit
want to
fight?
see the fight anyway.
Why?
It doesn't matter. I want to see it.
Why?
See any kind of fight somebody, bro. He ain't fight shit.
Yeah,
He
but
ain't fight
okay,
nobody.
no, hold on. You want him to fight a 130 pounder?
It doesn't matter, man. That
No, it
dude's big enough
matters.
to
It
put
matters.
on
Okay, so,
weight.
oh man, you really don't give a shit about boxing, man, do you?
I do care. I'm just telling you that he can put on weight. It's not like he can't. He can definitely put
really
on weight.
small, man.
We're not talking about a guy that is like, a small ass dude.
Shaki Foster needs to fight Navarrete, and fucking Shakur needs to fight 140 pounders or welterweights. That's it. Anything else is unacceptable. Yes.
Bucho, can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like you guys act like Dana White. It's not Dana White anymore, bro. Dana White it's Nick Khan, it's His Excellency, it's Ariel Emmanuel. It's not like Dana White of old. You know what I mean? Dana White's just like the face of it. It's not like the Dana White of old that calls all the shots. He doesn't call shit anymore. He just does what he's told.
So you say he's not in control? So what's he doing? Like what's
he's not in control.
Really?
He's not in control anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He does what he's told.
Okay.
Yeah, same with the UFC, dude. He's not in control anymore.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't blame
You know
him
what I mean?
for anything that happens?
No, like he gets to shoot off his mouth, and that's why people like him because that's why the powers that be like him because they want to use like his promoting skills, but as far as like the signings and shit like that, it's not up to him.
Okay. So we'll stop mentioning his name, I guess.
No, I'm not saying don't mention his name, but I'm just saying he just doesn't have the power that he used to have.
All right. Well, you know more than me. I don't really know. So, okay, that's an interesting piece of information.
TKO, it's TKO now. It's TKO. The stock is TKO now. It's not, it's not the Dana White and the Fertitta brothers anymore.
All right, we get it. All right, interesting. But what do you think about this signing? Zuffa Boxing signing Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, they're going to sign as many people they can. Mm-hmm. And then once they have enough power, once they gain enough power, enough traction,
mm-hmm.
They're not going to be signing guys to that type of money anymore. Because it's going to be like, this is the place to be. You want to be the top, a top tier boxer. You want the attention. Then you got to come over to Zuffa Boxing.
And what are they going to do with Shakur Stevenson? What's the plan?
I have no idea. I mean, if he fights like he fought against Teofimo Lopez, I mean, that's a lot better than what he used to fight like.
Well, you think it's going to happen?
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think he's going to go. They're going to try to do the Roach versus what's his name? The winner of their fight, and he might get a rematch with. Because that was a pretty close fight, though, even though it was,
Yeah. Maybe.
What was his name? Cameron
Cepeda, yeah.
He's not fighting Roach.
No, Cepeda's fighting.
Tank is not fighting Roach.
No, nobody's fighting Roach. Cepeda's fighting Roach. Sorry, Cepeda. Yeah, Cepeda's fighting Roach. Yeah.
His fight versus Lopez was a lot better than when he fought that Dominican kid when he was playing tag the whole time. Fucking worst fight I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, he's had multiple boring ass fight. So, yeah, I really don't know what Zuffa's gonna be doing with Shakur, but Shakur's a pound for pounder now. Apparently, he is a future of boxing. So I guess they think they can do something with that. Johnny Las Vegas in the chat with the super chat, he said that people said the same thing about Mayweather, right? And what happened with Mayweather? He became a superstar. So maybe Zuffa is gonna try to create a new Mayweather. If that is possible, I don't think it's possible.
He's not. It's not possible, man. He doesn't like taking chances. He doesn't like taking chances in the ring. He doesn't like taking chances outside the ring. This guy is a guy that likes the soft pillow, like nice one. He doesn't like anything difficult. A little bit of stress. No, I don't like that. No, I back up on it. ESPN, baby. Yeah.
All right, we got a membership renewal from Rafael Garza Jr., who says, thank you for that, by the way, Rafael. Really appreciate it. He says, Zuffa or DAZN need to mix it up like Don King did and have the Peso Plumas as a strong undercard. Yeah, the featherweights in the undercard. Finito Lopez co-gained for Julio Chavez and Mike Tyson. Yeah, those were the Don King cards. You had Finito Lopez, you had Julio Chavez in the Mike Tyson undercards. So yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think they're gonna do it, but yeah, I mean, listen, the DAZN has all these promotional companies now. There shouldn't be any excuses. Now we're gonna see who's fucking lying. Now we're gonna see which promotional company is the one that doesn't want to make the big fights. There are no more excuses. They're all on the DAZN. I think David's situation with his wife, David Benavidez' situation is because can you talk to us about what have you heard about?
I think I haven't heard anything. This is what I'm thinking. I think it's the issue with Arthur. He's too much of a pussy to fight Arthur, and his wife's like, "No, I'm leaving. You can't fight Arthur. You're too much of a pussy."
You know what? No, actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Straight up,
he's like, "You're not a man. You're not a man. You don't want to fight.
You're not a man.
You're ducking
a guy smaller than you." Yeah, he's ducking him, and not only him, he's also ducking Jai Opataya. He's the only one he really wants is Bivol because he thinks that's an easy one. But that's going to be a bad night.
Some people say Bivol didn't look that good in his last fight, so maybe Benavidez thinks the same way. He's like, I can take him.
Yeah, and Bivol is also one of those guys that doesn't want a really tough fight, not for now at least. So he's on the same wavelength.
Bivol beats Benavidez.
Who? Yeah, same. Benavidez. Not better.
I
think Benavidez beats Bivol at this stage.
Yeah, I think Bivol beats Benavidez.
He's saying Bivol.
What do you think about that, Gypsy? Bivol against Benavidez?
I think Bivol beats Benavidez as well. I'm the same. I think what you saw was just a warm-up fight for him just to, get the juices flowing and everything. Yeah, get the juices flowing. I think. Yeah, the juices. The flow of the body, the ligaments. Warm it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not the fluids. I mean, it's anatomy.
I think Benavidez is gonna be hard to beat at this stage, bro. I think he's getting better every fight.
Oh, okay, all right. No, Benavidez is a guy that is a guy that is really not getting better. He should get better.
Why are you saying he's not getting better? Explain to me why he's not getting better.
Because he's showing the same signs that he showed when his body's a little bit stressed, either where it's too heavy or whether it's too how can I say it? He's too drained. He can't really move his legs. Either one of those things, he can't really move his legs right. He's dedicated.
Are you a Benavidez hater now?
I'm not. I'm just telling you straight as it is.
Saying that you're a hater now.
If he's improving, then why don't he fight the guy that's been calling his ass out?
Well, they say that they say that Benavidez is the one that's being docked. He's not the one docking. He's being docked.
What bitch is leaving him?
Yeah. If he's improving, why doesn't he fight Jai Opataya? No, if he's improving. He's not improving. He's probably in a stagnant
state. Nobody wants to fight him. That's what they say.
Bitch is leaving him.
Was that Jay?
His bitch is leaving him.
Yeah, what's that all about? I heard some stuff.
I'll tell you what it is. I'm saying it as a joke, but I think what it is that he's being called out and he can't stand up.
Okay, so is it a joke or is he serious? Because I don't know if you're serious or if you're joking now.
I'm joking, but there's a serious thing behind it.
Okay, so
he's throwing that energy in the house. He's throwing that energy in the house, and the wife ain't liking it. You know, and the wife is kind of a bitch herself. You know what I mean? So she ain't like it. I'm saying, I'm gonna leave you. You know what I mean? And it's all your fault.
Could be.
You know, and he's agreeing to it too. He's agreeing. I think he's saying that it's my fault. It's not her fault or whatever. I mean, he's probably doing some shit in the house that he shouldn't be doing because he's being called out, and it's fucking with him emotionally in his head, and he can't actually stand up.
MLO in the chat says Benavides is a PBC media creation fraud. Gypsy, do you think he's a fraud?
Yeah, Gypsy. Why do I feel like the wives stick around until like, you know, they'll put up with it, and then okay, he won a few championships, he's got his contracts, and then now
I'm a victim. I hope you get better. I don't know. She wrote some fucking some long ass message. Yeah, saying like, I hope you get help or something. Like all of a sudden she can't. Yeah, you're right. She can't handle it. She can't handle all the money.
Man, it's because he's throwing off the emotions in the house. He ain't fighting. And plus, he's probably getting short on the money because he ain't having any big fights because he's too afraid to have the big fights.
There's a connection between them. It's just, he's getting big now. He just beat Zurdo Ramirez. This is peak Benavides in his career, right? Can we say this is a peak? I mean, I'm not saying he can go any higher, but I'm saying this is.
Yeah, this is his peak. How old is he?
He's
never been at
you
this
still
level.
ain't break down why.
Go ahead.
You still didn't tell me why Benavides ain't getting better or not. You didn't even explain it, bro. You just said a bunch of nonsense.
I just told you his legs. His legs.
Look, for me, bro. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real, Gypsy. The last couple of years when I seen Benavides on the come up, not even the last couple of years. When I seen Benavides on the come up, I was not high on him. I wasn't a hater, but I just didn't think he was that good. But I think at this stage, like when he came up to 175, he's looked better, bro. He showed things in the ring that he wasn't doing before. Like he's an underrated counterpuncher. He got a good jab. You know, his defense is way better than what it was before. He's using pull counters and shoulder rolls. He brought a lot of different guys in his camp, like Rigondeaux, Ward, fucking Andre Durrell. Like he's getting better, bro. Like I don't know what it is with this force hate with Benavides. I don't know. I don't understand.
He got better when he wasn't killing himself and he moved up to 175. I saw some shit with the Gwoznik fight that I had never seen from him before because he could move his fucking legs. It was proper. He was doing the shit right. He was slipping and doing all this kind of stuff. But with the fucking Zurdo fight, that's a guy that was a blown up super middleweight that went up to fucking cruiserweight. And it was much slower than he ever was in super middleweight because he's put on a lot more mass, Zurdo, that is. But he went up there, he couldn't move his legs. Zurdo was moving his legs better than he was, but guess what? His hand speed's always there. So he battered him, and guess what? He also elbowed him multiple times in that fucking fight.
Nah, come on, bro. If Zurdo's legs was better, he wouldn't have got stopped. That's some bullshit, man.
His legs are better. His legs were better, but his hand speed was always.
Benavides mauled him. He destroyed him, bro. And then look, you talking about him being a small cruiserweight. Zurdo's a big motherfucker, bro. And he's had multiple fights at cruiserweight. Joe Smith Jr., Goulamari, and fucking Dorticos. He had multiple fights up there, man. Then he beat Chris Bill Smith as well. Yeah, he beat him as well. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm not saying
he never lost at cruiserweight. Benavides came up. Benavides came up. A fucking light heavyweight came up and fucking beat him.
Well,
and he beat all these other dudes at cruiserweight.
I expected a steamroll. I expected a steamroll from him, but was it like super impressive like people thought it was? No, it was because that's what was expected from him.
It was impressive. Let me tell you why.
To be fair, when he fought at super middleweight, didn't this guy blow up to like 200 pounds?
Who?
Benavides.
I believe so. He probably did.
Like there's always like the weight cut, but then there's the rehydration, you know. So I guess he's experienced as a cruiserweight, but we don't like low key.
He's a big fella that's afraid of another smaller fella.
Yeah, he was a big dude sinking down. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man. I mean, look, Zerto, man. Let me tell you why it was impressive, Gypsy, because a lot of people they probably would have they did favor Benavidez. Yes, he was a favorite, but a lot of people wasn't saying Zerto was gonna get stopped. I didn't think that. I just thought he was gonna beat him to a decision. He was gonna cruise to a decision. But yes,
You know
he
why?
stopped him. That was impressive. That was impressive.
I said he was gonna stop him. I said he was gonna stop him a little bit later, 8 rounds, maybe 9, somewhere in that area, a little further up. He stopped him a little earlier because he was, fucking what's his name? Zerto he didn't think about backing up. He just thought about moving forward the entire time. If I was thinking that he was gonna back up a little bit, so he won't get that much punishment. But he kept stepping forward and getting battered by the faster hands and speed guy. That's his fucking fault. No one else's bad game plan. You know what I mean? Against a guy that has way faster hands than you. Okay? I expected him to steamroll him. I said a steamroll, and he did it. He fucked his world up. But
bro, you can give Zerto any game plan, any trainer in the world. He still gets beat by Benavidez, bro. That doesn't matter, man. He don't have the skills to beat him. He don't have the skills to beat him, bro.
I'm not saying that you would beat him if he had a better game plan. No. I'm saying that if he had a better game plan, he would have survived a lot longer. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else.
What's the point if you're not winning, though? If you're not winning the fight?
Or at least you don't get knocked the fuck out the way he got. That's at least it's more respectable.
Get out regardless, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's gonna get fucked up, but at least he puts up a little bit of challenge. At least makes it a little more difficult. The thing is, I wasn't that impressed. Everybody's impressed, but I wasn't because he wasn't moving his legs. The reason why I'm not impressed is because if he fights like that against Jai Opetaia, he gets knocked the fuck out. Jai Opetaia will put him on his ass. Jai Opetaia hits harder than fucking Zerto and hits much faster than Zerto.
Has been getting, a lot of people are saying Jai Opetaia has been exposed because he's been getting tagged pretty bad in some of his fights.
Everybody gets tagged.
Everybody gets saying what they say, He gets tagged.
They can say whatever they want.
Look, Opetaia is a great fighter, man. He's a great fighter. Power in both hands, southpaw. He can box. He can fight too. But I just think he's an emotional street dude, bro. Like he's gonna get dragged into a fight against Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't see Opetaia beating him. I just don't see it, bro. I don't know. Opetaia is good though. He's a good fighter
for some reason.
Hey guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. You guys take over. By the way, anybody can join. Link in the description. Link in the chat. All right, anybody can join. Hit the like. I'll be back.
He will win that fight if it goes to let's just say a brawl. He'll win it. He will batter.
If it's a brawl, Benavidez wins that fight. Absolutely.
No, he will. I'm trying to say either way, he beats your ass. He beats what's his name? Benavidez's ass. The reason why Benavidez don't want that fight because he would have had it in a heartbeat right now. Why not take it? Beat his ass. Beat fucking Jai Opetaia.
So who's more dangerous?
Because he knows what's over there waiting for him. That's why he doesn't want it.
Who's more dangerous? Better Beef, Bivol, or Opetaia?
Opetaia, out of all three of them, the more dangerous one would for 175 that is would be Better Beef because of the fact that of his high level intelligence and IQ in the fucking ring and how he will set him up with angles. He'll throw him off with angles. People think that Better Beef is a guy that just keeps going forward and he just batters by cutting off the ring. No, he throws angles. That's why Joe Smith didn't last fucking 2 rounds with this dude, 2-3 rounds. He threw an angle and fucking battered his ass up. That was it. This is exactly why this fool has been a mandatory for quite a few times for Better Beef. I mean, for Benavidez. And Benavidez never wants to respond to that because he's going to fuck his world up. And he knows it. But I still think Jai Opetaia ain't too far away from being a danger for Benavidez. I think he's that right there, maybe even greater of a threat for Benavidez than Better Beef is. Maybe. I doubt it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
I think Opetaia is a bigger threat at this point. Opetaia is bigger, younger. He's more athletic. He's more athletic. Better Beef. Shit. Yeah, as I was saying, I think Opetaia is more dangerous at this stage. He's bigger, younger, more athletic. Better Beef has more skills, He can box. He actually can box very well. He can box on the back foot. He can counter punch. He can come forward. But he's just old, man. Like, I don't think he has much time left. Every training camp, he's getting hurt. His body's breaking down. I don't know, man. I would say that's more dangerous.
Thinking. That's what they say. That's the excuses they make for the guys that don't want to fight him. Facts.
Nah, that ain't no excuse, man. It's not no excuse. That's what's going on with Better
No,
Be.
that's actually reality. Because, did you see his last fight with Bivol? How tired he got in the second half?
Yeah, bro. Exactly, Russell. Exactly.
I think he won that fight anyway, but they didn't give it to him.
Nah.
He won that fight. 7-5.
Not the second fight. Not the second fight. Nah.
He busted that fool's eye.
He won the first one, but he didn't beat Bivol the second one.
Yeah, he won that first one. Yeah, he won that first one.
All right, it's close. So you guys, we could have a different opinion because it's close. Then, why not give him a third fight? He's right there.
I thought that second fight, Bivol clearly won that second fight.
Okay,
he clearly won that.
For you, clearly. For me, clearly the other way, but it was more of a close one, 7-5 than anything else. But fine. Let's have a third fight. Where is he at? Nowhere to be found. You know why?
I mean, look, the WBC just ordered Callum Smith versus Bivol. So.
Yeah, well, because he don't want none. 45 years old, that's when you're gonna get some? No. That fool doesn't even have black hair on his fucking head, bro. We're talking about him being fucking, gray hair. Okay, does he have gray hair on top of his head being 46 years old?
Please, just calm down. Please.
Does he have gray hair on his top of his head? I'm just letting you know. Does that man have gray hair on top of his head? For a 45-year-old,
that's just my comment. Right, leave him alone. Okay.
Hey Joe, we can barely hear you, Joe Ease. By the way, I want to just give a shout out to Remy in the chat. Thank you for your super chat. He says afternoon and evening chat panel. Well, thank you for your super chat and evening to you. So yeah, anyways, guys, we still want to talk about this shit about David Benavidez because you know what, guys, I'm gonna ask you because we got a lot of people now. Let's go back to this Shakur Stevenson thing. Teofimo Lopez Sr. said that Shakur Stevenson is boring and that if he loses, it's over. If Shakur loses, his career is pretty much over because, well, nobody wants to really see this guy fight. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I mean, has he even given an insight of who the fuck he loses to?
Yeah, come on. T.O. Senior, that dude's a fucking crazy motherfucker, man. That dude just say anything. And also, if Shakur loses, it depends in the fashion he loses. It depends in the fashion he loses. Like, if he gets brutally knocked out or some shit, I don't know. Even still, bro, that doesn't matter. If a fighter loses, bro, that doesn't mean their career's over. That's the biggest misconception ever.
Yeah,
bro.
I agree.
I don't know why people say that.
But
by that logic, his son's career's over. I don't know why he's so.
Well, I think it is. I mean, I don't think it is, but I'm just saying that the way he fought, I don't even think he deserved a title shot. Teofimo Lopez doesn't deserve to fight.
Hell no.
No, he doesn't. They should go to Jack Catterall.
He's embarrassing the way he fought.
Remy, the WBA is going to protect it because you know what it stands for. We back out.
True. I want to just thank Remy for Remy in the chat. He just gifted membership programs to 5 people: Abel, Sean, Real Talk Combat, and Joe and Matt Chat. So thank you for that, Remy. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the show, man. What was I gonna say? I forgot. We were talking about Shakur Stevenson and but Shakur. I mean, listen. Do you guys think this guy can become a superstar and attract a lot of fans? Have a big following?
Nah. I mean, look, the casuals know who he is, but I don't think he'll be super, super big. He's a good boxer, man, but he's just not very entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think he'll be I don't think he'll be a superstar. But in my opinion, though, I think too. I've been saying this for a long time now. I think Shakur, he'll get recognition at the end of his career. Like whoever the guy is, whoever that top guy is, he beats him. I think they'll give him the recognition at the end of his career, kind of like how they did Crawford a little bit when he beat Canelo. I think his career will end up like that.
All right. Anybody else? Shakur, his future. superstar, a Mayweather, the next Mayweather?
PDA.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has dreams of being Mayweather every time. Like he wakes up, he's like, "Fuck, I'm Shakur." I think that's gonna last for years. He's gonna wake. Oh, now I'm fucking Shakur. I'm not Mayweather. Every fucking time, bro. I don't probably had like 20, 30 fucking dreams of him being Mayweather. But it's just not gonna happen. You know why? Because you got no balls. That's why. And that's the reason why you'll never be that. That's why they're not gonna remember your name, bro. It's like Achilles, they're not gonna remember your name, bro. You're gonna have a moment in time, and then just gonna be disappearing like fucking Tank.
The reason why Shakur won't be compared to Floyd Mayweather, actually, if you look at Floyd when he was on the come up, he did go for the knockout, and he got some.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one thing. That's another thing. But the most important thing right now, you can still be this boring ass type of fighter, but
Shakur has yet to fight a guy. In the ring.
If he's being compared to Mayweather, I want to know which one, Pretty Boy or Money. Because if it's Money, people are going to turn the TV off.
Virtuoso.
Good point.
They want to be like Money Mayweather. They don't want to be like Pretty Boy, right?
There's absolutely no shot Shakur becomes a superstar. None.
The reason why Floyd had to fight the way he did. Remember, he was compared.
Because he was garbage and he had a whole.
Hey, Joe, we can barely hear you, man. All right.
The reason why Floyd fought the way he did was because he had other guys in front of him. You had Roy Jones, you had Peter Trinidad, you had Oscar De La Hoya, you had Sugar Shane Mosley. These were guys who were in front of him. He was in the back of the bus. Okay? So he had to, when he came out, it took him 10
Man, that's
years.
racist, bro.
I mean, what it is, man. He was in the back of the
line. Racist, yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead, recognize. Go ahead, brother.
He was in the back of the line, right? Let's just say that. So he had to, when he was fighting sub competition like a Shakur Stevenson, he was putting beatings on these dudes. Okay, he was going for the knockout. Shakur ain't about that. And when he fought elite level fighters, when the elite level fighter was giving him some pressure that, maybe was overwhelming Floyd occasionally landed some big shots. He fought back, right? And it kind of neutralized the pressure. So Shakur hasn't shown that. Shakur is a cherry-picking defensive fighter. He's defense first. And I'll challenge anybody.
Bitch.
Right. I challenge anybody. Anybody to give me the scoring criteria. What's number one? What's the number one scoring criteria? Right?
Damn it.
Not saying that that's the only way you can win a fight, but that is the number one. That is the number one scoring criteria.
Are they ranked?
Yes. When you see, they'll tell you first, cleaning the. So let's say for instance, me and you are stagnant in ring generalship, right? There's no real ring general, right? Defense is pretty up to par. Let's say I outland you, or we land evenly, but I landed the clean and effective punches. Who won the fight?
Right.
Look, I think the issue is that Shakur only has half of that. Shakur will have the clean punches, but he won't have effective punches.
You got to answer the question. Who won the fight?
Yeah, the one with the clean effective punching.
No, easily the motherfucker with clean and effective punching.
There you go. That's the number one criteria, right? That is the number one thing. Everything else comes second to that. The reason why they outlined it like that is so that you won't be confused. These are how you objectively win fights. Objectively.
Right. I get your point.
Is it clean and effective? Clean effective is an obvious one, but where me and Recognize have a difference of opinion is ring general. I think ring general is the guy who.
I think that's
I think I dictate the ring general one is where the guy.
You're ring general, but I outlanded you. I landed all the clean and effective punches.
no, that's number one. That's number one. So you win that one, but that's not it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right? When I beat you?
Yeah, that way you beat it. But I'm saying that ring general wise.
How would I beat you? I scored what? I score more points than you.
Yes, I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the thing is, who is the ring general? You can still be the ring general and technically lose the round because you got outpunched. The reason why I'm saying is the ring general, we have a difference in opinion. Is a lot of people think the ring general is the guy that is in the center of the fucking
I'm
ring.
Gonna give you my opinion. I think I'm gonna tell you why they scored it like that. You know what they scored it like that for? Because they recognize pattern. Usually, the guy who lands the clean and effective punches ends up winning all the other stuff. Usually,
Usually the guy is on the front foot, right? Yeah. Usually, but the thing is
why they said, man, I noticed that these clean and effective punches got this other fighter backing up. Make sense?
Yeah. Of course.
That make sense?
Of course it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But the thing
Doesn't
is,
that lead to effective aggression? That falls into place.
What I believe ring general is ring general has to be the guy who dictates where the fight takes place. If you're the one dictating where the fight takes place, whether that's on this corner, that corner, or the this side of the fucking ring or that side, that's the ring general. That means you could be on your back foot or you could be on the front foot. It doesn't matter where position you are in the fight. That's the ring general, in my opinion. That identifies the term ring general, like the one that commands the fucking where the fucking fight's supposed to be. And it's usually it's usually the guy on the front foot, but it's not always the case. There are cases where it's also the guy on the back foot. That doesn't necessarily mean that the guy who's the ring general also wins, though. He could be on the front foot and still fucking lose the fight.
We're gonna get this. Okay, one last point on this, then we move on. One last point. Go ahead, recognize.
Okay, I think real quick. I think we're confusing the whole system, right? What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that there's no nuance. Of course there is. There's nuance to everything, and every round and every fight is different. What I'm saying is there's a reason why they scored it that way. It's boxing, punching first, okay? That's how you win fights. There is no such thing as I didn't throw a single punch and I won the round. That doesn't exist.
All right, guys, let's hear what Gabe Rosell has to say about Shakur Stevenson, all right? Here we go. Let me just play this.
For me, right now, the pound-for-pound top guy is Shakur Stevenson. You know, what Shakur did versus Lopez was just a masterpiece. And he did it against a guy that was considered, he was the lineal champion. He beat the guy. You know, Lopez has speed, power. He has flash, charisma. He's the full package. And Shakur Stevenson made him look average. Average, man. Busted him up. Great jab, beautiful jab. Amazing jab in that fight.
All right. What do you think about this?
It's like...
Did he not watch the Sandor Martin fight?
I like Buddy Boy. What's his name again?
Gabe Rosell.
Puerto Rican.
Gabe Rosell.
I like him. You know, I think he's a warrior, but I totally disagree with him. He's not the total package.
Why not?
He never was.
What?
Who does he bang up, bruise up, stop him? Who does he do that to?
Well, that's not a great. Okay, so he outboxed Teofimo Lopez, that lineal champion, right? He outboxed him.
Okay.
So
did he ever come close to stopping him? Did he ever come close to dropping him?
No.
So how total package? All those punches landed on, but you couldn't put this dude down.
Was there even that many punches landed?
I would say
what was the punch output? Man?
I would rank Boots as a more total package than him, because at least Boots has the number one thing that counts the most. It's called the neutralizer.
A neutralizer. The power.
I punch you and I stop everything. I make you change your game plan completely.
Oh.
And if you don't, and if you do not, you put yourself at risk for me to stop you.
Yeah, but some are gonna say that Butsenis was getting tagged. I mean, he was it what, in round 2 or 3 where he really got hurt? Like Shakur didn't. You didn't see Shakur that hurt at all. You didn't see him hurt at all. So he's a better boxer. You would say no.
I believe if Boots wanted to pop shot his way to a lot of victories, he could have, because he's got the speed and the reflexes to do that. Right? He could. The reason why he doesn't feel no need to do that is because he understands that when he hits an opponent, he can change things. He can make things happen.
But what about the defense?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Does Shakur have that?
No.
Has he ever displayed that?
No, never.
He has to fight. He has to fight in his mind. He has to fight flawless, meaning not get hit, because he doesn't have no neutralizer to stop the offense coming in. That is not part of a total package. A total package would be, I got defense, right? I got good punching selection. I got power, right? I could hurt you. I could stop you in case the fight turns into a dogfight, right? I could stand in the pocket. A block shot coming in. I'm going to get hit a couple of times. But what do I have? I have a punch that can make you think twice. Because if you don't, I'm going to put your ass down. And you know that.
Okay, so that's what differentiates Butsenis from Shakur Stevenson. And you're saying that this differentiation, the power, puts him above Shakur Stevenson. Puts him above Shakur Stevenson.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not even a hesitation. I got Boots much higher than Shakur.
Right.
Much higher.
You'll recognize. Do you see him like hurting like Sebastian Fundora?
He could hurt Sebastian Fundora. Absolutely. Yes. He can absolutely. He can hurt him. He could lose that fight, but me personally, I got Boots beating everybody at 154. That's just that doesn't mean it's guaranteed. But I've got because he has very fast hands with a lot of power. He's gonna get there first, more than likely. He's gonna be the first one to land. And how are you going to react when you don't see those punches coming? That's something Shakur dreams about having. He'll never tell you guys that, but he wishes he had that.
He got a nice performance against Teofimo Lopez. Style.
Okay. He did all right. He did all right.
I'm giving credit where credit is due. He got a nice performance, but just off of that one performance, you cannot be skyrocketed to number one status because, first of all, Teo is shorter than you. Teo has shorter arms than you. Teo was he was not in the, how do you say it? He was the one who was supposed to take risks to catch you. And you were maybe actually faster than Teo in some sense. You got to fight a guy bigger than you, first of all. And if you do the same thing that's to a guy that's bigger and as just maybe not as talented as you, but just enough talented, I'll give you an example, Ryan Garcia or someone like Haney. Then we'll be talking about, if you make the same thing that you did with Teo with those guys, then we can start talking about you being pound for pound number one.
Right. Because you're bigger. Yeah, but these guys are not that. I mean, when Shakur looked the same size of Teofimo Lopez, or maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not even joking.
No, he's bigger. He was bigger
bigger than him. That's what I saw.
Just a little bit.
By the way, recognize the Matrix. People are telling you to stop the cap. So
I mean, that's my opinion. Are you telling me you can examine my brain and tell me what my real opinion is? I don't hold Shakur at a high status. I don't. He's never impressed me in a fight where I'm like, this dude got the whole package deal. He doesn't. Now that is a high standard, but when you're talking about the best fighters, you have to be picky. I'm not like you guys. You know what I'm saying? That you just love the zero. You know, it doesn't matter how they get it. I just love the zero. Okay? Everybody he's fought, he was bigger than. He could barely put a dent in. I seen him lose a fight. The De Los Santos fight, to me, my opinion, he lost. when you
Yeah, but
fight like
Shakur is
that,
a defensive wizard, man. He didn't get hit. Like
you
Boots
forfeited.
Ennis got hit.
You
You see,
forfeited.
Boots Ennis almost got dropped.
You know he's a defensive wizard, but there's
I don't think he lost that.
That's what they
who does
say.
his
This
style?
is what they say.
That boy, he ran laps
This is
around him.
what they say.
That was an atrocious fight, but I don't think he lost.
Edwin definitely.
I'll say this. You could have your own opinion. My opinion, he's not that impressive. You could think he's an impressive fighter. That's fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Me, I've seen plenty of guys like him. They fight not to lose. They don't fight to be great. They don't fight to put here's my legendary performance. They just fight not to lose.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. You know who fights better than him though? And he's in the heavyweight division. Fights with the same stance and everything. As a better instinctual fucking way of fighting in that fashion, where he knows how to throw a punch. He fights in heavyweight, and he fights just like that, but better. His name is Moses.
Oh.
Moses. I'm not playing, bro. This is why people think that Moses is he hasn't been touched yet. He hasn't been tested because he's defensively. Actually, whatever thing is doing, Shakur's doing. He's doing that on heavyweight, but better.
Against who?
That's why he's not
against who?
Against.
Nah.
Yo, Gypsy, we're gonna get into this shit again. I'm not shitting on Moses. I'm just saying you cannot.
You're gonna see it
cannot
against
reach
Philip.
Gypsy.
You're gonna see it against Philip.
Okay, well,
you're gonna see it against Philip Hergovich.
You know, but Gypsy, we can't reach his conclusions. We cannot reach his conclusions yet because he hasn't fought anybody, to be honest. So, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying I don't know why you're so confident.
I know you're not saying I'm wrong, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that
there's two different styles, though, brother.
It's not the same. It's not two different styles. It's the same style.
They don't fight the same.
It's the same style.
One is a pure fighter and the other is a boxer puncher.
You're comparing a heavyweight to a fucking lightweight, man. Come on, bro.
It doesn't matter. He moves like a lightweight. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. He's gonna knock out Philip, and Philip is gonna have a hard time. Not move like a lightweight. Look,
I like Moses Atama. He's a good prospect, but bro, you blowing this shit out of proportion, man. We need to see more.
I'm not blowing anything out of
we need to see more, man.
Why are you so obsessed with this guy, man?
Bro, this is biggest and best opposition coming up against Hergovich, and that's not saying much. Hergovich not even that good. He should stop him. He should beat him up. I need to see more. I need to see more, bro. I need to see him against Dubois. I need to see him against Dubois. I need to see him against Jalalov.
Let me say this, Gypsy. If he knocks out Hergovich, it's a good win, but I'm still not convinced because Hergovich is not the same anymore. I don't know how old is he anymore, but he's been through a lot of fights.
I get it. I'm just saying his style, forget about his accomplishments. He hasn't got there yet, but his style is exactly
the eye test.
Like eye test, yes. It's exactly like Shakur's, but he brings in the pressure.
All right,
fucking Shakur is on the back foot with his Philly shell. He's on a Philly shell with his lead hand.
Their styles are nowhere near the same, brother.
I'd rather have the power and size of Atama, who's in a superior man to Shakur, but they don't fight nothing alike. Okay, they don't fight nothing at all.
Nothing alike, bro.
What I'm telling you,
Shakur don't take
one last try, Gypsy. One last try, then we move
They have the stance. They have the stance the same. They have just one fights on the front foot. The other one fights on his back foot. Shakur fights on his back foot, tries to avoid getting hit from the Philly shell. With his right leg, his lead leg, pretty much his southpaw stance. They're both southpaws.
Right. I don't see it, but okay, I get you. I got it.
We'll talk more about this. We'll talk more about this when Moses. When's Moses fighting Hergovich? I have to check.
August 8th.
By the way, Eddie Hearn says next month. All right, perfect. Thank you. Eddie Hearn says there's a very good chance that Josh Kelly will fight Boots Ennis in November in the United States. There's also a good chance that Fundora will fight Boots. But the reality is Boots wants the belts. By the way, I think Virgil Ortiz is a possibility. It's a great fight, but Ennis wants to win all the belts as soon as possible. All right, so he's all over the place. I think they're going to go for that Josh Kelly fight. Go ahead.
Ortiz is the one for me. Ortiz is the one for me that has the best shot to beat Boots. He's the one.
What? Not Fundora?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know.
It will be Ortiz. It will be
Fundora has
Ortiz.
already been dropped, right? He already been stopped in the past.
I could be.
I think Kelly is a wallflower. He's gonna hold that belt hostage.
I could be wrong. But I have a feeling.
One at a time, guys. Please, one at a time. So recognize and then somebody else. Because yes, go ahead.
What I was gonna, it's just simple. I could be wrong, but I think he knocks out Fundora. I think he beats Josh Kelly. I think I would even favor him against Ortiz, but Ortiz has a very dangerous shot to beat Boots.
All right.
Yeah, that's straight right on.
Bro, I agree. That to me, that fight is a real 50-50, man.
I've been saying Ortiz is gonna beat up on fucking Boots for a minute, and once that fight takes place, you guys gonna see it. You know, if nothing happens to Ortiz injury or bullshit like that, fresh with a few tune-ups, the fool will beat the shit out of fucking Boots, and he will stop him within like the same way he stopped fucking what's his name. The guy that he just Xander. He'll stop him around 7 rounds. He'll stop. He ain't gonna last that long. If he got clipped by Zayas, who doesn't hit as hard as fucking Virgil, he will be caught by Virgil. Even if he's on his back foot, he's gonna get caught by Virgil. Virgil will put him on his ass. And
what about the ring rust?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Tune-ups. You get a few tune-ups before you get in there.
I don't think they're not gonna fight next or no shit. So I think Virgil will probably, because they said he's gonna come back in the fall. He'll probably fight some random guy or whatever, get his feet wet again. You know, I think that fight's a real 50-50 though. Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. I think them guys are gonna go to war. One point you made, recognized earlier, you said Boots. You think he could pot shot to the decision? I don't think he can, man. Like, to me, he's more like a counter puncher. I mean, he can box and shit. He can move, but I just think he got a temperament, bro. I just think he just wants to bang it out. I think against Ortiz, he'll do that. He'll do that against Ortiz. I don't think his IQ is super high, in my opinion.
Look, the reason why I say that, first of all, he comes from a huge boxing family out of Philly. Anybody from Philly knows? Well, I'm talking about his father, his uncles, his cousins,
you said
his
Philly
brothers.
didn't matter before. You said fuck Philly. Yeah, that's what you said. You said fuck Philly.
Yeah, some Philly, because some Philly dudes act like nobody could beat them. Shit, I've been in a tournament and I beat them, and I'm nobody.
Right, they're not that special. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this. That the reason why he doesn't have the temperament to do that is because he understands what he's capable of doing. He practices it. He knows that he's got very fast hands and he got power behind that. And why fight like that when I can knock dudes out? You know, I could hurt them really bad. But if he put his mind to it, if he put his mind to it, and with his athletic ability, he can pop shot his way to a victory. I agree. He doesn't have the temperament. What 150 say? He doesn't have the patience. I think that's because he understands what he's capable of doing.
But recognize also, you know, the way he fights and the stoppage that he got, it seems to be more. He's creating a lot of noise. You know what I mean? Way more noise than Shakur's victory over Teofimo Lopez. I mean, I remember a lot of people talked about the Shakur win. Yeah, it was a big win. He beat Teofimo Lopez, but it died down after a week or 2 weeks. You know, now people are still talking about Boots Ennis because that fight was so good. We're still talking about it.
Shakur is a guy. This is who Shakur is. If we were talking about baseball, he's a singles and doubles hitter. He bats for a high batting average, right? If he was a basketball player, he's one of these low scoring points, but he has a lot of assists. That's who he is. The other guys we're talking about are the guys who score points. They win you the game. They can also lose you the game, but you're gonna win because of them. He don't have that. He's not that guy. I know a lot of people like him. He's half Puerto Rican and all this nice shit and whatever the fuck else. He got a nice smile.
Let's take a lick of Spanish, by the way.
That's cool. That's all cool. But I'm just looking at what I see. He hasn't shown me the total package. That's legendary status. What he is, he's Derek. He's Derek
Puerto Rican?
Matt,
I thought he was Chinese. All this time I thought he was Chinese. I thought it was Chinese.
Yeah, look.
Yo, guys,
To me, recognize. I think Shakur is a good talent. That style is gonna be very hard to beat. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not exciting. He's like a fencer, bro. He's like a jouster. You know, he's like one of those type of things. Like very defensive fighter. I just think he's gonna be hard to beat, bro. That style is gonna be hard to beat.
He won't.
I think Ryan could mess him up, man.
Nah, I think he'll be right.
I think Ryan smokes him, to be honest, man.
I think there's guys that could beat him, but I also think that like 150 said, he is capable of beating these guys going to decision on points, right? Because he is hard to beat because he fights in a very defensive manner. And like I said,
Ryan just, yeah.
Look,
Ryan beat his clone, Devin.
I think Shakur beats Haney because of how Haney fights. He's very reserved with his punches. But with Ryan, I think Ryan has a shot of beating him if Ryan throws a lot of output. He's got the reach. He's a big dude. He can that's what you need to disrupt his rhythm and everything. You just throw a lot of punches in spurts, and he doesn't know how to react to him. He's gonna try to like wivel and shit with the Philly shell, and he's gonna get caught, especially with someone like Ryan who has power. He can put him on his ass. You know, so Ryan is the one that's an exception, and the other guy that can beat him is his favorite friend, his brother, in arms. Keyshawn did. Yeah, Keyshawn can beat him. Yeah, those are the guys that can for sure beat him.
Keyshawn has the discipline. I don't know if Keyshawn has the discipline. I have a feeling Keyshawn is going to lose to Devin if they fight. I think Devin's going to beat him.
We'll see. I don't know. I pick Keyshawn still for that fight, but if that fight ever takes place,
hey, by the way,
I think Keyshawn can win.
Zuffa has Haney. Did they sign Haney already or no? No. Huh?
No.
Okay. So forget about. I was gonna say they should make Haney against Shakur, but all right. Continue. Hey guys, sorry. Everybody in the chat, anybody can join. Link in the description. Link in the chat. Don't be shy.
See how you guys said Ryan beats Shakur. I don't think so, man. Because like Ryan, he don't have crazy output. He has speed. He has speed and power. He's more like a sniper, man. You know, he's just looking to land that left hook. He'll throw that chop in right hand as well, but he don't have a lot of output. If you want to beat Shakur, bro. If you want to beat Shakur, you got to disrupt his rhythm. You got to make him think the whole damn fight. You got to beat him up in the inside, cut the ring off, use feints, use body shots. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that type of shit. Ryan don't do that, bro. He just don't have the high IQ.
Hold on, can I add something?
Look like that. He made Mario look like a...
So, Ryan does great at cutting the ring off.
Yo,
hell no. You ever seen Ryan?
No, he does.
You don't remember that fight against when he fought that African fighter to go? Come on, man. He went 12 rounds of that.
He cut the ring off for how many rounds?
Man, Tank beat the hell out of him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sure. I'm not dismissing that, but I'm saying throughout the whole duration, Ryan was cutting the ring off. From the first to the seventh.
Ryan cannot cut the ring off. He cannot cut the ring off, bro. He went 12 rounds with a regional fighter, bro.
Ryan doesn't get credit. For Barrios. Now, Barrios, I understand. He's like the, low-hanging fruit. I get it. But that performance against a guy who's bigger than him, right? He completely shut that boy down. He basically dictated on the back foot, on the front foot when he needed to. He completely dictated that fight. With good boxing patience, too. He had a lot of patience in that fight. He understood, this guy's bigger than me. Yeah, he's not the greatest, but, man, I'm not going to give him anything because maybe he can make something happen. He completely shut him down. And the African dude, too. Like, that performance is a little underrated, too. He did cut off the ring pretty good in that fight. And the African dude kind of like, fought scared too. So I will say that. Ryan Garcia, I just don't trust him. He has the talent to beat Shakur Stevenson. I just don't trust his discipline. That's his problem.
Okay. Yeah, he don't have the discipline. To me, he don't have the IQ. He just don't got the skills, man. He don't have the skills, man.
150, again, I think people underestimate this. the number one scoring criteria. When I could hit you with a shot that you don't see coming, all I got to do is disguise it. I could change everything. He can't. He cannot deliver that back. So in that fight, he's constantly in danger. Until he could figure that out, right? Until he could say, look, man, let me have enough power, right? Where I don't need the guy to be totally reckless. Meaning the guy could be on his P's and Q's, but just a little bit of slip and I catch him, he's hurt. Till he figures that out, he will always be in danger.
You know what this is reminding me of? You know what this is reminding me of? It's like the snapping left hook of Ryan Garcia is this generation's Wilder straight right hand. Like, yeah, that power is an asset, but where is all the other skill sets? How is all of that coming together? How is all this coming together? You know, is he setting up his punches well?
Has, bro.
Well, who has more IQ? Who has more IQ?
Who has more IQ? That left hook and that chopping right hand. That's all he has, bro. That's it.
Who has more IQ, Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia?
Devin Haney, but he's a fucking weak ass chin.
The guy, Devin for sure. Look, this is the same thing as some other sports. The guy that usually has the best skills is not the guy that wins all the time. Okay, it's sometimes, most of the time it is, but it's not always the case. Okay, the guy with the most skills or the team with the best talent isn't always the one that's going to win. It's what the game plan based on the other team's capabilities as well. The game plan to execute to be successful. It's the same shit with Ryan. Ryan is not as high IQ as, let's say, Shakur or Haney, but look what he did to Haney. Okay, it's what he has. It's the other intangibles, as they say, the other skills that he has. That with the right game plan, he can pull off a W. It's not just about the skill of one guy over the other. Look, I'll give you another one. Lomachenko, more skillful than Tio. What happened? He was the more skillful. Tio had the better game plan. He knew with his father what to do with him. So he put him in the freeze mode for 7 fucking rounds, bro.
That's a good point. Now I got a question. Who has higher IQ, Ryan Garcia or Brian Norman Jr.?
Oh, Ryan for sure. Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan for sure.
Well, you know what? Now that you showed me that film study from the Devin Haney and Garcia fight, he has to play some good, ring IQ. But it's like, to me, it's inconsistent. Like, he relies heavily on his power, to me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
I agree. But I mean, you could say the same thing about a guy like Shakur Stevenson. You could say the same thing about anybody. Like Shakur Stevenson relies on his reflexes. Like, how good would he be without his reflexes? So everybody, to a certain degree, everybody relies on the thing that they used to extrapolate what they've got. With Ryan Garcia, I just think, you know what it is? His mentality.
Real quick, Mr. B, not to interrupt you, but guys like Abdullah Mason and Boots have great reflexes, but their defense isn't as good as Shakur. So, yeah, you got to have good reflexes, but you got to know how to use it, too. Shakur, his defense is...
Right. So Ennis doesn't have the defense's reflexes, but get what he does have: speed and power.
He has better reflexes than Shakur.
You know what Abdullah Mason got?
I don't know about that.
He got that dog.
Nah, because Shakur Stevenson can stand in front of a guy. That's what makes it so frustrating to watch him, because he could fight more in the pocket if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to because he's afraid he doesn't like getting hit. But like when he fought Hartunonian, when he fights Hartunonian, I've said it before, but Shakur Stevenson, he does things that you wouldn't. And usually when you lean back, you got nowhere else to go, but he'll find a way to just roll while it's weird. But what I'm saying is, I wanted to say this about Ryan Garcia. His problem, it's true that his right hand isn't all that good. It's chopping right hand. To me, his problem has always been the mentality. This dude has one foot out the door, but he's got options outside of boxing.
I agree.
And that's never good, because if you look at the guys, like I recently read Larry Holmes' autobiography. This guy, if he didn't make it in boxing, he was going to go back to washing cars. That's what he was doing before boxing. So he's like, hey, man, I'm all in on this. Garcia, he's got Twitch, he's got Kick, he's got Grindr, he's got all these social media things that he can do. And that's not good.
Yeah,
I agree. The mentality's not there. Mentality matters so much in boxing. Mentality matters so much in boxing. Like you, like recognize you box, Jerison, you box. Boxing is fucking 90% mental, bro. That shit matters so much. Just like the brother said earlier, yes, skills pay the bills, absolutely. But if your mental's not there, you can have all the skills in the world, you can still lose, bro. I've seen it happen many times.
I'm gonna keep it like 100%. Right. The reason why a lot of dudes don't make it as boxers at the professional level, discipline. That's what it comes down to, bro. Discipline. That's one of the most important things. You can have talent. You could develop talent. You could develop what you do really good and add a little couple of things that makes that one thing really good even more explosive, right? But it takes discipline. Ryan Garcia has skills that I guarantee you most boxers that don't have it wish they had. Speed and power. Boots, guys like Boots have it.
He has physical attributes. I don't know about the skills. He has physical attributes.
Listen to me. Most men will kill for that as a boxer that don't have it. They will kill for that. Okay, that is called deneutralizer. That's when you. Okay, I'll give you the equivalent. When you and your two boys come thinking like you're gonna jump me, I'll pull out a gun and say, "What's popping? Everything okay? What is it gonna make you do? It's gonna make you say, "Oh shit, never mind." Okay, okay, it's gonna make you say, "Never mind."
Yeah. That can't be neutralized though. Recognized. I'm just saying it could be neutralized.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Guys like Boots, guys like Ryan Garcia, that's their neutralizer. Speed, power, and they know it. That's why they have confidence. That's why they fight the way they do. Look,
and I get your point. Recognize, I get your point, but Boots, unlike Ryan Garcia, has the skills to go with the power and the speed. That's the difference. Ryan Garcia's skill level is not good, bro. You're not gonna convince me.
No, it's not. It's not.
Boxing is not as simple as skills always pays the bills. Sometimes intangibles play a part and can win you.
Not only that, he's got no intangible. Does he have great heart? Does he have a great chin? No. What intangible does Ryan Garcia have?
What do you mean he doesn't have great heart? How do you know that?
Well, the man took a knee because of a body shot.
Okay, you ever thought to yourself?
Like, think of the greats. You have to kill them to get him out of there, bro.
You ever thought to yourself that he was physically out of it? He was physically out of it.
He pussied up against Rolly, man.
Do you think David Benavidez would took a knee?
That dude was compromised in that fight. You know that, right?
No, ask yourself this question: would David Benavidez took a knee, compromise or uncompromised?
He's taking ass cheeks to the ground. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on now.
He was already hurt to the body, and they already knew it in his camp. On top of that, he's dehydrated like fuck, and we saw what dehydration does. Just look at Eubank. Eubank never fucking been dropped. He was dehydrated like crazy. He got dropped by Liam Smith, bro. A guy that's never been dropped.
Is not the first fighter. He ain't the first fighter to come into a fight compromised or hurt. They all do that shit.
You were super compromised.
I'm more interested to see if you could beat the guy when he's fully at his best. That's what counts to me more than anything in the world. Okay. Now, if you could make that guy quit, you could make him say, "Man, fuck this, bro. I can't take this." Then I would say, "Look, there's something wrong with that boy. You know, he's got a little quick." Which, by the way, I wouldn't doubt. Right? I would not doubt because that's a dude. Like I said, I don't trust him, but talent-wise, bro, most of these dudes wish they had what he had because it's the best defense you could have. If I could knock your fucking brains out, and me and you both know that, I'm gonna chill. You have to chill.
You faint like crazy.
Well, you know what's
if he actually had the skill, if he had the skill to go with all that natural ability, he would have got Mario Barrios out of there.
Here's the thing, you guys. Can I just interject? Sorry. Can I just interject? Because it seems to me like you guys are. It seems like you're discussing two things, like either or. Well, Garcia has no skills, or he does have skills. I think we can all agree he has a certain amount of skills. Because again, if you look at
here's the other issue.
Rolly's got some skill.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, of course, everyone's got skills because it seemed to me like you guys are like, he has skills. No, he doesn't have skills. No, yeah, he has skills. Which one is it? Like, he's got to have some skills. What I'm saying. So that's what we should be.
Hold on. He's just not elite. That's all.
Can I say something here? How can some guy not have skills after fighting Haney 6 times in the amateurs, winning 3, losing 3? How is you think Haney has skills? How does that guy not have skills? That makes no fucking sense. He does have skills.
Right here. I don't think highly or Ryan Devin Haney either.
You don't think Devin Haney's got skills at all whatsoever?
Nah, Devin has skills, but not coming forward. If Devin Haney's gonna come forward against Ryan Garcia, like that's easy work for Ryan. He has no come forward.
But we're talking about skills, right? So he had skills, and so what? Ryan beat him 3 times. He beat Ryan 3 times.
No, if Ryan cut off the ring, let's say Devin does what he normally does, which is jab and be on the back foot, and Ryan just cut him off, didn't give him any avenues to get out of there, and stopped him like that. Okay, that would be impressive. But Devin Haney, fighting the way he did against Ryan, he made it easy for him.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you. Sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna tell you something. Even if he was on his back foot, he would still get beat up. You know why?
You know why I say that? You know why I say that? You know why I agree with? You know why I agree with Gypsy? I agree with Gypsy on that because in the first round, Devin Haney was trying his usual stick of jabbing, and he got countered off the jab with that left hook, and that's what stunned him, and that's what started the whole shebang. So exactly. I think Haney fought that way. You could argue because Ryan Garcia made him fight that way.
I think he underestimated Ryan.
Maybe. Well, okay, but doesn't that speak about his lack of skills? But doesn't that speak about his lack of skills? Isn't that a part of a skill set too, to be able to gauge your opponent, to be able to read your opponent?
Well, no, because you're thinking that this guy is not taking it seriously. He's not probably didn't make weight properly. He's not in shape. Let me just press him.
It's part of your discipline. It's also part of your discipline. It's part of your personality.
Is that what he did? A left foot fucking coming?
I'm not here to sit on Devin.
Bro, you know what, Ryan did? He threw that left foot twice. He didn't expect it. He always threw it twice. So fast, he couldn't expect the first one.
Can I finish my point? Finish my point real quick. Devin Haney showed a chink in his armor, as they say, right? Oh. He showed a few. He gets hit with a lot of lefts. Right, exactly. He's got hit with a lot of lefts in his past, right? The kid has great discipline. Like he works out. He works out heavy. He's trying to get better, and so far, the best he can do is be a little bit above average, in my opinion. But he's working on getting better, right? The problem that fucked him up in that fight, he could have won that fight. The problem was that he could not accept that Ryan Garcia is more superior than him. Okay, that's it, and it's a natural reaction when an inexperienced guy, when a guy hits you, and you're like, shit, bro, I can't do that to him, but he could do that to me. He was trying, but the one thing I respect was he was trying to get his get back, and it almost knocked his ass out. Personally, I thought he was knocked out in the 7th round. That referee did his job like 5 times. Yeah, if the referee, part of it, what I'm saying is, part of his mental discipline, which goes into skill set, was he underestimated. That's a bad flaw. You're supposed to look at every opponent and say, "This is the man that could beat me," even if you don't express that to anybody else. You personally, you got to look at that man and say, "That man could beat me. I got to make sure that doesn't happen."
Yeah, and it's interesting because Devin Haney, he, like you said, he did try in his own way, right? He tried to be aggressive. He did stun Ryan Garcia. I forget which round it was with the left hook. But it was just too many clinching from both guys. Excuse me?
The first round.
Second round.
No, I'm talking about Haney hurt Garcia. Later.
The second round.
Second round?
Yeah, he hurt him in the 4th round. I think I want to say the 4th or the 5th round. He got his get back. But he was starting to leave himself a little bit too open. And Ryan Garcia.
Both guys. Sorry, recognize. Yeah, both guys are limited. Like they're good because again, they like what Haney. Like I said, Ryan Garcia, he's got a couple of attributes that when he puts them together, he's a top 10 guy. I'm not saying he's a top 5, top 3, whatever, but a top 10 in the division. He's got the speed, he's got the power, and he's got good distance management. Haney has good speed. He's got that jab, which I've always maintained is a very good jab. And he's got the physicality to know when to tie guys up. I don't like it. I still maintain it's against the rules, even though for some reason people disagree with me on that one. But that's why he's able to pull all that together. And, because I don't see how many other top 10 guys could do that to Norman. Like just jab him and tie him up, jab him, tie him up. I mean, I think maybe some could pull it off, but I don't know if they'd be able to do it as smoothly as him.
Yeah, Jack Catterall can do that. Hitchens would do that.
Liam Paro.
No, hell no. Liam Paro sucks.
No, Paro's too small.
Leon Paul's style is good, but he leaves himself open. I think.
Leon Paro is garbage, bro. I'm sorry. No, Keyshawn would stop Brian.
He's not garbage. He's not garbage, but he.
Wait a minute. But Keyshawn Davis would stop Brian Norman. You're saying, right?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Keyshawn Davis is probably the best.
I agree.
Outside of Shakur, below 154, he's the best fighter. I'm not including in a way. Those guys. That's a different discussion.
Now, I must ask.
They're not black. That's why. They're not black. Let's face it.
That's not what I said.
Hold on.
Jack
Listen.
I'm excluding in a way.
Hold on, Dirk.
I'm excluding in a way because
I get. Yeah, so they're saying like. Go ahead.
Dirk, you see a noise legacy? Hold on. If Shakur had a...
For 1 second, bro. Let me say what I'm
You've been
saying.
yapping for too long, and we're getting a little bit of black fatigue. Just a little bit.
Come on.
Hold on.
Let's stick to the boxing. We're talking boxing. Hold on. That was some of the most inconsiderate. Hold on. I've been quiet.
Okay, Jersey, get to the point.
Sounds like hey.
Oh, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Mock me, right? You said Inoi's legacy doesn't count, basically.
Shut up. Like I was saying.
What do you think?
Hold on. Let Jerson finish. We'll let Jerson finish his point, and then let's try to keep it boxing. All right, please.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was just friendly banter. You know how it is here.
Anyway, not friendly. Fuck this guy.
Anyways, this guy says Keyshawn's the best fighter outside Shakur under 154, and Inouye doesn't count. If Keyshawn and Shakur had the exact same resume that Inouye has, oh no, we want to hear the end of it.
See,
Dirk would make a statue out of Inouye.
There's a reason why I said Inouye doesn't count, because I have Inouye higher than Keyshawn. So that's why I didn't mention him. Probably not Bam. I like Bam, but I think Keyshawn's better than Bam, respectfully.
I just realized you said Keyshawn Davis. I thought for some reason you were talking about Richardson Hitchens. That's why when you said Brian Norman, I thought you were talking about Richardson Hitchens.
But you said
we were talking about
someone said Hitchens.
I think Inouye is better than Keyshawn.
Whoever was fighting Norman Jr. We were talking about Norman Jr. Who would beat Norman Jr.? And I'm telling you, Jack Catterall could beat Norman Jr.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Liam Paro has a shot at beating Norman Jr. It's not like
he's too small. He's too small.
Donovan.
He's too big for Catterall, bro.
There's a couple of guys that could beat Norman Jr. It's not like Norman Jr. is some unbeatable cat that Haney went out there and beat him. No, he's a beatable guy, but there's a few dudes out there. But Keyshawn for sure.
And also, people are blinded by that first round knockdown. If you go back and watch the rest of that fight, it wasn't like a masterclass by Devin Haney.
Exactly.
It was more like
even Max Kellerman said that.
A clinch class.
He held on so much.
Yeah, he held on for dear life.
A hug. What do you want to call it? A hug masterclass? Yeah, let's call it that. That's what it was for the rest of the fight.
It was sexual assault. And you know what? Liam Paro also, when he fought Matias, it's a lot of clinching in that fight.
Yeah, that
so
was
who's to say he couldn't do that?
Weren't they like falling into each other though? Like the aggressive.
Yeah,
that was a lot of clinching against Matias, man.
I think Liam Paro beat Hitchens. I think he beat Hitchens. He got robbed. And
literally, no, he didn't, bro. That was a one-sided fight. Stop it.
Yeah, he was an Australian guy. Come on, bro. He was out jabbing that motherfucker, bro.
What is it with Australians and not learning how to take block a jab or defend a jab, bro? Like that's all you need to beat him.
If you go in the water, you're gonna get wet. But if you get out tacked by somebody, then no.
Look at that.
That's exactly what happened to him.
Words
He
of
got out
wisdom.
tapped, and he got robbed.
It was like 8-4.
He didn't get robbed. He didn't get robbed, bro.
Basically, he got robbed, brother. He got robbed by that dude.
By the
You
way,
know,
everyone
it's
that's
just-
saying
that's
that we
what-
don't have good Gypsy,
well,
everyone that's saying that we don't have good boxing coming up, there's a discussion going on of Liam Power versus George Kambosos.
Oh my God.
Oh, the fight for
No
Australia.
way.
Liam Barrow
The
beats.
fight-
No way.
That's horrible.
They pay people to watch that shit.
Pay-per-view.
He will beat up. He will beat up on Kambosos. Probably stop him late.
Kambosos
likes
is like
Kambosos,
that
man.
school. Kambosos is like that school slut that everybody wants to turn.
Dude,
Oh.
Kambosos has made so much of that one win. I can't even.
You know what? But as far as the one win, but I was the
Crazy.
only one who predicted that shit. Oh, probably very few people. That Kambosos is gonna pull that off. Very few people predicted that. I'm still proud of myself for that one. I have a mantle on someone.
Did you make money off it?
Nah, well,
Hey, BDA.
They don't count. Stop.
I'm not gonna tell you. This is that much.
I have that tweet or post that Benavides' wife wrote. Let me just get it here.
Uh-huh.
It's fucking long.
you guys
though.
are-
Should I read the whole thing or
Is
what?
she on the market now, or?
Nah, don't read the whole thing. Like,
What's the best part of this shit? It says, with an incredibly heavy heart, I, Karina, have made the painful decision to call off my wedding. This is not the ending I prayed for. I love David with my whole heart and truly believe that through God's grace, healing and restoration were possible. I never stopped believing in the man I knew he could be. Blah blah blah. Well, where's the part where he says? Oh, she says. Jesus, my faith
he said,
teaches
she
me to
said.
forgive. He's probably to love and to pray without ceasing. I will never stop praying for David. I genuinely pray that he finds healing, peace, and a renewed relationship with God. What the fuck was this all about? Like, is he doing drugs again? This is what some people are saying.
Media, you're
No, prenup.
Is I Karina correct English?
Music.
Is that
well, first of all,
correct English? I Karina, because that's a little sketchy right there.
no, I think it is. No, it's not me, Karina. It's supposed to be I,
You say
Karina.
I Frank, I BDA. Like
I
that's just
against
very
I.
egotistical.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit redundant, right? Like, of course, you should just say,
Where are the
well,
violence? We need the violence. Where are the violence?
Yeah,
in this
where's the
tragedy?
I'm looking for a violin here. I'm
Do I
looking
have
for a
some?
violin.
Is that
It's
music?
like yo soy.
Let's see. No, I have some.
No, that's not.
Wait, I'm playing it.
I'm just sad that when she says I Karina, it just seems like it's all about her. You could tell she's the main character.
Yeah, because it is.
Well, I didn't want to say much about this because, again, I'm waiting for Benavides' version, David, that is Benavides' version of it. I will say that it's always a bad sign for the guys out there. If you take a photograph with a woman and it's one of those selfie for the internet or whatever, and you're looking at her and she's looking at the camera, oof, that could be a red flag. Not always, but it often is a red flag. But like Frank is saying, it's almost like all she's thinking about is how I'm gonna look on camera and fuck my boyfriend, husband, whatever. So, and that's what I saw with Benavides and his wife, partner, whatever they call it nowadays. She was looking at the camera, slightly leaning away from him. Meanwhile, he's trying to go in for a smooch. Not good.
Their partnership.
And you know what? The partner, yeah, they sound like law firms now. Well, my partner and I was like, what? But it's interesting because boxing has been like this for decades, man, since time immemorial. The thing that gets boxers, drugs, alcohol, women. A bad woman will bring bad juju sometimes. You don't want to turn like Carlos Monzon, who threw his wife off the balcony, allegedly.
I mean,
No, actually, it's not allegedly.
I think that's the
because
last straw, right? Like
that was the last straw. By the way, what did he have in common with another guy who allegedly murdered his family? Edwin Valero.
Oh,
that fucking Justin Bieber haircut.
Is that the next step?
The Sean Zittel haircut.
Something.
I'm telling you, I'm onto something here.
Yeah. No, but like, is this gonna affect Benavides' career? That's a question. He's
Depends, man. Maybe
is he gonna turn into a new Teofimo Lopez?
And then
remember Teofimo Lopez?
Bivol
he couldn't handle it.
Bivol had a bunch of problems after he won the
Oh yeah,
first fight. His wife was like all over
but
Instagram.
allegedly he's doing other stuff. So that could kill your reflexes, something awful. So I don't know. All we can do at this point is speculate. That's why I'm saying I want to hear what he has to say before we.
I think she's dating Better Biv. That's what's happening. Secretly dating Better Biv. He don't know nothing about it. I mean, he does. He found out the divorcing. Better Biv has more money now.
What are you eating?
So many boxers get
I'm
divorced.
eating an apple, bro. I'm enjoying myself an apple.
Look,
so many boxers get divorced.
The sinner.
It's an apple. He stole it from someone's tree. He was driving around.
You were supposed. I don't think you were supposed to eat that apple.
You know what?
You weren't supposed to eat.
I think I know why he left Saudi.
The Bible. Eve gave me the book.
Did you read?
Good show.
Yeah.
Yo, I think Benavides left Saudi because Turkey told him you can't drink here.
Did you guys talk about Bucho? Did you read the tweets I sent you? Some of the stuff?
No.
Nothing at all. Okay, well, there was one thing that sort of surprised me that I saw online. Real quick, Joshua versus Pringles. He's fighting a guy by the name of Pringles, and it's in 2 weeks apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Prenga. They're fighting in 2 weeks. Apparently, they haven't even announced an undercard.
Which usually mean that's going to be a shit card. That's usually what that means.
You know, it's crazy that Biv also had a woman problem just before he fought Better Biv. So Benavides is on the same road. So yeah, better be stealing some people's women, bro. Like I don't know how.
So many boxers divorced.
You got some aura. You be stealing people's women,
maybe. Well, he's Muslim, right?
I know he's not doing that shit, but
yeah, he had about 4 wives.
Exactly.
Hey, in Islam, historically speaking, in Islam, you're allowed to take the women from the lands you've conquered. So it's not.
He's conquering without actually. Yeah, he's right. He's conquering without actually fighting. He's mentally conquering them.
But he can only get 4 of them. The only catch is he can only get 4. No more, no less.
Well, he only has 1 from what I've heard. So he's probably he's got 2. He got Bibel's wife now. And Benavides, he needs 1 more. I wonder what that means.
Oh, Gypsy's got 2, doesn't he? You're another wife. Your wife number 5, weren't
you? What? I mean, I already have 4 wives. I already got 4 wives, bro. Leave me alone.
All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about. There's Hitchens and he's going to be fighting on Zuffa. Berlanga is going to be fighting on the same card, and apparently it's in New York. From what I've read on Twitter, people are saying it ain't selling all that well. Not selling all that well. So we just saw Zuffa with the big announcement that they have Shakur Stevenson. I'm thinking so far they've been doing good with the action level fights, even fights. Now it seems like these are their 2 big names, Hitchens and Berlanga, and nobody really cares. So
look at the guy he's fighting Stephen Butler, isn't he? That dude's I don't want to say a cab driver, but that's a dude he should beat easily. No one's gonna want to go to see that. If Berlanga's such this big star, it's showing you that he can't sell out unless he's got like a dog he's going to get. He's fighting Stephen Butler. Terrible fight. It could have been fighting Kalajdzic. I guarantee if that was Kalajdzic, that would have been a much better seller when it comes to ticket sale, in my opinion.
Kalajdzic would have whooped his ass, man.
Exactly. That's why they didn't take the fight. Yep.
Yeah, Kalajdzic would have beat the fuck out of him. It's like he's fighting this Stephen Butler. Stephen Butler got knocked out. He lost all his fights by knockout. He's very skinny. Yep. I've seen him fight before. Yep. Yeah, he's very, very trash opponent. And just Berlanga should knock him out.
Now, Berlanga's got to watch out because Butler, one thing he does have is he does have power. He did stop Rolls Royce. Not everybody could stop him. I think the only other guy who stopped him was Gennady Golovkin. So Butler, I mean... So Butler,
yeah, but he was old as fuck when he stopped him, though, bro. When Steve Rose, yeah, he was old as shit. Even Berlanga lost to him, bro. Berlanga lost to that motherfucker, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So okay, he might be old, but old can still be durable. So one thing, I mean, again, I'm not saying Butler is the greatest thing here, but I'm saying Berlanga is not exactly immune to power. I mean, we've seen him dropped by Cosedes. We saw him dropped by stopped by Shiraz. like Canelo. So it's not like.
I'd be very surprised if Berlanga's struggling this fight. This is the type of fighter that's going to make Berlanga look like Miguel Cotto. That's how bad Butler is. Now, you know that. He's a fellow Canadian.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that worried me about Butler was when he suffered his first loss against a guy from Ontario, and he couldn't drop the guy. So then they stopped the fight. For some reason, the referee doesn't separate the fighters. Like he just lets Butler, Butler's wobbling all over the ring. He lets him wobble all over the ring after the fight, like as soon as he waves off the fight. So Butler starts wobbling towards the other dude, I forget his name, to confront him as if the other guy decided when to stop the fight. Then somebody from the crowd launches a bucket of champagne, because that's what they do in Canada, in Montreal. They let you have champagne in the fucking somebody launches a bucket of champagne and he hits the guy. The opponent.
Yeah, I heard that was Bucho did that. That was Bucho, wasn't it? No, I'm just joking.
Nah. But what I'm saying is Butler couldn't do anything to the other guy. Meanwhile, an empty bucket managed to drop the guy. So I'm saying, yeah, Butler's power might be overrated. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he threw that shit, did he say "Socle bleu" when he threw it?
Bucho.
Yeah.
BD, I had to bring up because I remember there was the call-in show after the Zayas versus Boots, and there was someone. I can't stop laughing. They were saying, they're like, "Yeah, so what's up? And he said you're from Cali or something."
Oh, he's
it
talking
was
about
the funniest show I've ever.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh,
what's up? Yeah, I think he was having a mental breakdown. So. Yeah,
you think so?
Hopefully he can come back and rectify that situation. But BDA, I was gonna say we have Uncle Charles. Maybe I don't know if Uncle Charles wants to jump in.
Oh yeah,
the Uncle Charles.
I think so. Oh, maybe he went to take a piss.
I see he's unmuted.
Uncle Charles is going to church today, isn't he?
No, that's on Sunday. That's on Sunday.
It's on Sunday.
Oh, he left. I think he couldn't. You guys scared him.
You guys scared him, man.
You reminded him. He was like, "Oh shit, I do got church. I gotta get out of here."
He's late. He's late.
Hey, wait. What do we have this weekend? We have Gassiev against Peter Kadiru for the WBA regular.
I think the Pacheco's fighting this weekend.
Great fight.
Really? Are you kidding? Who the fuck?
The Pacheco is next, not this Saturday.
Yeah,
the
next one. Yeah, Pacheco.
And he's fighting, by the way.
Yep.
He's fighting the guy that gave Lester Martinez a hard time in his last fight.
Emmanuel Alim.
You think Pacheco could be bigger than Zayas?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
What do you mean?
I hope he gets knocked out. This he's scared of getting hit.
Zayas is way better than Pacheco.
Yeah, Zayas showed that he had the cojones to fight a
Yeah,
Zayas mid-range exercise like
balls,
that.
man.
Pacheco doesn't have that in him.
And I'm not high on Zayas either.
And then he talks shit about Mexican boxing. Like, this guy's not gonna go anywhere.
Yep.
Like, forget about your name,
Zayas
Pacheco.
is better
It's
than
just
Pandora,
fucking
too,
useless now.
How do you waste the Hispanic market? I don't get it. How do you just throw that away?
You're gonna be completely retarded, man. Seriously.
Yeah, but here's my thing about Pacheco. I've said it before. Like Murataya, I was critical of him because he struggled against the African guy. He's one of the king of the journeymen. Indogene, yeah. He struggled with that guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Indogene. And then he struggled against Farmer or something. Okay, this guy clearly can't handle counterpunches. Then he stepped it up, powered up, and he did it against Murataya. So sometimes some guys do improve and they show you things that they hadn't shown before. But with Pacheco, he struggled against, I forget the guy's name. He was a southpaw, undefeated. And that was the telecast where Benavides showed up drunk. Then he struggles against Mike Cumby. And then he struggles against that French guy. And I'm thinking, okay, it's 3 strikes and you're out, no? Or am I wrong here, guys? Like, what's the likelihood that the guy can prove was wrong and power up?
Yeah, 3 strikes, you're out, bro.
His name like Saggio, that guy.
Yeah.
Yes, Sergio, yeah.
By the way, BDA, Snackful in the chat says it's Diego Panocha now. Diego Panocha.
Who's Muratata fighting next, man? Who's Muratata fighting? I'm interested in Muratata's fighting. Who's fighting next? Who's he
fighting?
fighting?
Conceição. The guy that continues to get title shots. I don't know why.
Conceição,
I guess maybe because he's a gold medalist, so that's why they're fighting. Andy Cruz had a lot of hype around him. He was an Olympic gold medalist. Now they're fighting another gold medalist in Conceição. But I mean, this dude needs to stop getting title shots, in my opinion.
Bro, I thought Conceição beat Navarrete. I thought even though he got dropped twice, I think he beat him.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't mean that he got dropped.
I think Conceição will give Muay trouble. I think he will. I think he'll give him trouble.
So Gypsy, I think you said that you thought Conceição beat Navarrete even though he got dropped twice. How many rounds did you give Conceição?
I gave him 8 rounds.
All right, come on.
You gave him 8 rounds? No,
these guys joke.
I gave 4 rounds. I gave 4 clear rounds for Navarrete, and I give 8 rounds to.
You gave 8 clear rounds to Conceição.
Listen, Congelado is on his way to being a jerk.
He's backtracking now.
Look, it's been a minute, bro. But
he's backtracking. You're backtracking, Gypsy. Take it
I'm
back.
not backtracking.
Take it back.
Saying, I've always said that. I've always said that Navarrete lost to Conceição, but they gave it to Navarrete. Or was it a draw? They gave it a draw to that fight, right? Did they give it a draw, or is it Navarrete took it?
It was a draw.
It was a draw because they couldn't. They couldn't face the fact that Navarrete. Yes, he's the big guy. He's the guy that is who's supposed to win.
Let me ask another question. 150. Did you see that fight, Conceição versus Navarrete? And if you did, how did you score it?
It was a close fight, man. Like, I seen a couple rounds where Navarrete, he hurt Conceição. He did get 2 knockdowns, but his defense is like very leaky, man. So Conceição was boxing well in some of those rounds too, bro. It was a close fight, bro. I think you can argue a draw. You can argue Conceição 7-5. I wouldn't say he won 8 clear rounds, though. I wouldn't say that. I think that's kind of crazy, bro.
All right, 7 rounds. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. I think he won.
Yeah, but it was a close fight to me. That was a close fight.
Yeah, 7 rounds, and you get 2 knockdowns in that case. Then it would make sense.
It wasn't a clear win for Navarrete, bro. It's just like that one fight, bro. It's one fight Klitschko had, bro. He was winning the fight with a jab and a 1-2, but he got dropped like 3 times. He still won. I don't remember that fucking dude's name. Do you? Any of y'all remember that fight? You know what fight I'm talking about, right? Yes. He still won because he was outboxing him. He still outboxed him in a lot of those rounds, but he did get dropped a couple times, It was kind of like that to me.
Yeah, it's the same thing with him. It's the same thing with Ortiz winning every single round against that Ukrainian guy. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting that.
Recognize. She should beat him up. Recognize.
No, I thought
is it Samuel Peter the more clean, effective puncher?
Whatever his name is.
Say again.
Mm-hmm. Is it Samuel Peter the more effective, the more clean, effective puncher?
He didn't. You know what? Okay, I remember that fight. I'm gonna say that I scored it 8-4. I thought that the 3 rounds that he knocked down, what's his name? Vladimir. He won those rounds, and then he might have pulled out another round, right? So I had it like 8-4. So technically, like 150 said, that's a 1-point victory. If I was a judge, I would have to give it a 1-point victory for Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir, he still won the fight. But he did get dropped.
Back to Gypsy's scorecard. If you say that you gave Conceição 7 clear rounds, well, means the other guy never won 5 rounds.
I gave him. I'll be honest with you. I gave him 8 rounds clearly for Conceição. But this is this fight's been years ago. So if I rewatch it, maybe I'll give it 7. But if at the time when I watched it live, I gave it 8 rounds where I saw he was outboxing Navarrete. Navarrete was getting frustrated, but the 4 rounds that he won, it was clear with Navarrete. Navarrete was the one, and those 4 rounds he battered him. He hurt him pretty bad. He busted him up.
Gypsy, let's say if you gave him, just say if you did give him 7 rounds, Conceição, well, that means Navarrete won 5 rounds, and 2 out of those 5 rounds were 10-8 rounds. So that would be a 113 scorecard, a draw, which I think is what they had.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that. I'm saying draw. But in my eyes, I thought Robert Conceição won that, and that's the reason why they gave it a draw. Because if
if he didn't win 8-4, they wouldn't have given it a draw. If it was like a 7-5, then I promise you they would have edged it to Navarrete because Navarrete was the favorite. That's
Can
why
I just interject you real quickly and shout out, read a super chat here. Shout out to the Chitlin distributor. Shout out to the Chitlin distributor for his contribution with the super chat. And he's saying, in parentheses, I mean, in quotation marks, French? Did I call, because I think he's referring to the fact that I called Kevin Lelesaggio French. Did I call him French? I don't remember. And if I did,
yeah,
I just checked it out. And he was born in Cameroon, but it says nationality France. So he's like Mbappe, Kone, Kante, Baile, Me Cagué, all those guys. He's French.
Yeah, I think Billy's also originally from Cameroon and that lives in France.
Speaking of
not
French
only that,
people,
but he's Cameroonian. Not only that, but in Billy's Cameroon, French, and then Canada. I don't know if he's got Canadian citizenship. He might have the trifecta of the big citizenship passports.
Yeah, Lewis.
He has me beat. That's for sure.
Speaking of French people, today France had the only game in the entire tournament that was scripted, completely scripted.
All right, Gypsy.
I have proof. I got evidence.
Because he's an Argentinian Messi fan, and he's getting back. Now he wants to like flip it around and say, like, no, they're cheating, not Argentina and Messi. That's what's happening.
It's not about Gypsy. Look. Let me break this down to you, Gypsy. It's one thing to have the game rigged where, let's say, look, Egypt and Argentina, they played their hearts out. Yes, you can say the FIFA officials were favoring one side over the other because, Argentina and Messi, there's more money to be made. Even though I think the calls were done properly, but in games back in the day, they would ignore fouls like that. They would just continue the game, and yes, in that way they protected Messi. But they did the game. The game wasn't in. Let's say it wasn't done improperly. It was done properly. But anyways, forget. Let's just say they were protecting. These guys played their hearts out. When Egypt lost, they were crying their ass off. Okay, because they felt like they let the country down, bro. These two they played. Morocco wasn't even playing, bro. They were literally not even shooting when they had the shot on goal.
Because they can't do shit.
No. Listen all the way. When they lost, and then the last second, they're trying to act like they're playing. And then when they lost, they weren't even fucking sobbing, crying. They were smiling, hugging the French players, bro. This was it was embarrassing, bro. To me, that's like...
Gypsy, can I break it down to Gypsy? Can I break it down to Gypsy real quick? Can I break Gypsy? You're Armenian. You're rooting for Argentina for some reason. Argentina is in league and in bed with a certain desert tribe. That certain desert tribe has been accused of certain criminal humanitarian acts. That same country is aligned with Turkey, who refuses to acknowledge the Armenian genocide. So let me tell you something. People say boxing's tribal. I've never agreed with that. I don't think boxing's tribal. Football, on the other hand, aka soccer for you Yanks out there, football is tribal. And I cannot believe that you are going against your own tribe, against your own tribe's interests. You are, I don't know what's going on with you. You usually see all the plays. You usually look ahead. You usually see all the angles.
You're trying to make me, look, this team, the national team of Argentina, yes, there have been some little Nazi small hats that went through there. I know this, okay? I know that shit. But Argentina is not all that. There's also indigenous tribes over there. And just because the Western world is closing their eyes on what's going on in that little area you're talking about, that's the entire fucking Western world we're talking about. It's like Spain might be like coming out of that zone, but they're still not gonna say shit about what's going on.
Let's get back to boxing. What are you talking about here?
Yeah. Anyways, but Argentina. You know what Argentina has in common with Armenia? Their first two letters.
Okay.
You know what? I can't argue against that.
Yeah, right. And you know what it means? When my wife was like, you know what that Argent means? It's from Argene. That means like, Ar, like Armenian gene is the same gene, Argene. And I was like, get out of here. There's no way. But it's a possibility. That's what
it means French. Silver.
Argent, French.
It's Argent for silver. Yeah, French also. Argent.
Silver, I know, but it's also has different meaning.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So maybe that's why some people are there trying, setting fires to the forest over there, trying to take
Aryan, Aryan. The Germans are not really Aryan. It's the Armenians.
Gypsy is an Armenian sellout. That's what he is.
Yeah.
I get out of it, bro. You think if I was look Messi, for example, right? I thought it was horseshit. I heard it from some of my relatives that his like grandmother is like a little bit Armenian. So
okay, that sounds like something people. That sounds like an old wife still.
Said this shit on like on one of these journals, journal interviews and shit. He said it like because at the time Armenia was doing good with the qualification until they brought that Henry Mkhitaryan faggot to play, which was like sabotaging the entire game for us intentionally. And he was actually surprised that Armenia 3-0 for the qualification because it takes 10 games. Within 10 games, they qualify for the World Cup.
All right, we're gonna move on here. Devin Haney posted big news coming. Devin Haney just posted big news coming.
That's what
okay, but you know what?
Big news coming.
Yeah, big news coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
That means we have nothing to
I
talk
just
about.
came.
Yeah, when this is the main topic, we don't have nothing to talk about. Big news coming.
Can I say? Well, speaking of, okay, there's one thing that sort of pissed some people off on Twitter. Shakur Stevenson was doing, that's what they do nowadays with the interviewers. They just, the interviews, they just ask a fighter, who would win between, blah, 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 and they got to pick. So they asked Shakur Stevenson, who would win between Tank Davis and Oscar De La Hoya? He said Tank Davis. Then they said, who would win between Sugar Shane Mosley and Tank Davis? He goes, Tank Davis. And so people got pissed off. And I'm thinking, look, obviously, but can I just say something real quick? You got to keep in mind, Shakur Stevenson is the guy who just recently found out about Marvin Hagler. So you think he spends his time watching De La Hoya fights or Shane Mosley fight? He doesn't know where the fuck these people are. I mean, he knows who they are, but he's never watched them fight. I would assume, based on the fact that he had never watched Marvin Hagler before up until a couple of months ago. It was like, wow, why didn't anybody tell me that this guy was that good? So just keep that in mind when he provides these type of answers.
You got it, kid.
Yeah.
You get it, right? This is not what Marvin Hagler is. This, how is he like? Goddamn, bro! Like he comes from a boxing background family, and he didn't tell him who Marvin Hagler is. How the fuck is that?
From the same city, Newark.
With all due respect, have you seen how Shakur fights? I don't think he would have ever seen a Marvin Hagler fight.
I think he would quit boxing after he sees Marvin Hagler fight.
But even then, like as a fellow southpaw, you think you would see other legendary southpaws fight, right? To see if you can take something from them if you have the same thing. So that's just weird.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, for instance,
he is ignorant.
Custom auto put him up with all the videos of the past fighters, and and then he had his favorite with I forgot his fucking name. I keep forgetting this boxer's name. Back in the day where he thought he followed the black trunks from this boxer too, old school fighter. He watched all the fucking, and then he learned off of them, and he had created his own style, a unique style. Mike Tyson's style is still unique. No one's ever really imitated it. They try and imitate it.
Talking about Jack Dempsey, is that the guy he was always watching? Or?
Yeah, Dempsey. Yeah, his favorite fighter was Dempsey, even though Dempsey was not the best at the time.
Dempsey, not Pepsi.
Dempsey.
Dempsey was the heavyweight champion. He was one of the best at the time.
No, he was one.
He was one of the best at that time. He was.
Gene Tunney was better than him. Gene Tunney only had one loss. Gene Tunney only had lost to the greatest one fighter that keep forgetting his fucking name. Harry Greb. Am I saying his name right?
Damn, look at Gypsy. He knows the lineage of this.
Well, I know some of it. I don't know all of it. I can't see. There's some of those videos don't exist anymore for these fights. But the Harry Greb was a fucking middleweight that beat the shit out of a heavyweight.
I would. You know what? I don't think I'd want to watch even if some of that tape existed, because I remember there was Bob Fitzsimmons versus, forget the heavyweight he fought, that he beat for the heavyweight title, but there is some footage of it, and then there's pictures. And if you look at the pictures, I think Fitzsimmons, I forget if it was Fitzsimmons or someone else, but he's wearing like these trunks that you can see his ass cheeks. Like his ass cheeks are popping out of the trunks. I'm thinking, I don't want to see. I'm glad there's no video of that, because
just still images. But by the way, if you saw Fitzsimmons fight, is it going to be in paintings?
Robinson. What do you say?
Yeah, Fitzsimmons. He says if you're gonna watch Fitzsimmons fight, you're gonna watch him in paintings, because there's not that much footage of it. I mean, there's.
See, like someone like Harry Greb, for example, Harry Greb could have probably beaten up on Sugar Ray Robinson, but we'll never know because
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah,
That guy like
man.
that. Well, I promise you. There's no videos of this dude except for 130,
I promise you.
130 fights that have been recorded. 100 something fights where he lost only a few, very few of them. He was one of those dudes, bro. I'm telling you, a small guy like Sam Langford is another one.
Eric Greb, he's damn near a myth. He's damn near a myth.
Different myth. It's exactly because it's so great. You got to make it.
I think Nicolino Loche was better than him. I think Nicolino Loche is better than fucking Eric Greb, bro.
I think wishy-washy.
You don't never see him fight. How are you gonna sit there and say this shit? I can't say that.
I've seen Nicolino fight. I've seen his fights, bro. I know a lot of boxing, brother. Trust me. Why you think I brought him up anyway? Shit, half of these people ain't seen him fucking fight. Nicolino Loche. He was a very good fighter. He's one of the best. He's one of the best 140. He's one of the best 140 fighters ever, bro. He's one of the best.
That's ball knowledge. That's ball knowledge.
Nicotino Loche, bro. That dude loved to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was literally smoking every round, bro. Every round he's taking the smoke, bro. He's taking the smoke between rounds, bro. And he literally made a dude quit because he couldn't land a punch on him, bro. He literally made that.
I think he could beat that dude, but this is a hard thing to say, but it's possible that Harry Greb could beat him. I'm telling you, he beat Gene Tunney, a guy that's only has one loss. He beat Dempsey multiple times, Gene Tunney, and he beat the brakes.
What they say? They said he won a round without landing.
I think people are like falling asleep.
That was Willie Pep. I think that was Willie Pep.
I think that
was Willie Pep. Okay, that's Pep.
Yeah, Willie Pep.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't even know that.
Yeah, them dudes.
They're built different back then. Sam Langford, for example, knocked out the fucking big old black fucking man.
Sam Langford.
The one that everybody loves, that Trump fucking
Jack Johnson?
Oh, Jack Johnson, yeah. Sam Langford, middleweight. He knocked out Jack Johnson, a middleweight, and put him on his ass.
Jack Johnson was another thing good. Is there any video of Jack Johnson like this? Like, how many clips do you have of Jack Johnson? Like,
well, that's the thing though about what Gypsy's saying too about a middleweight knocking out a heavyweight. Back in those days, these dudes used to fight. If we're talking early 20th century, some of these guys used to fight 20 times a year because they were coming from the days of bare knuckle, pretty much almost. You know, it was just they were in the first couple of decades where it was regulated. So these guys are like, yeah, I'll fight next week. I'll fight. Yeah, there was no such thing as, hey, we're contracting. We got to work at the contract and let me look at tape. Or is this guy a southpaw? Or is he
a boxing commission yet at that time? Did they?
Probably didn't. Yeah, did. Now that you mention it, so they would. In fact, even in the early 20th century, some states didn't allow professional boxing. Still, it was illegal. So they would have to change. Kind of like the early UFCs, where they would show up to fucking Buffalo and there's like, nah, we don't want you kind around here. So then they would have to go somewhere else. And it's essentially that's what boxing was. So those guys used to fight anybody and everybody. So yeah, of course they took losses. And it brings me back to the days now. Today, it's kind of weird now because some of these dudes, they only fight twice a year. So if you look bad in your last fight of the year, that's all people remember until the next one. And losses now is like, oh my God, this guy lost. He's a bum. It's like, it's really changing the landscape of boxing. And I think that's the other problem. Some of these guys overpaid. So they're content to just get paid and just linger around. I mean, look at, you guys were talking about Shakur Stevenson earlier. He hasn't fought since January or late January. I mean, he's just going to fight what, twice this year?
Yeah, the activity matters, man. It matters a lot, especially back in the day. They will fight once every couple of weeks, or just a week, or maybe who knows, maybe 2 fights in 1 week. I have no idea. They've had a lot of fucking fights.
Yeah, between bag and groceries, they would do that.
They're just for the pay, man. Just get enough money to, probably buy some food and shit and all that kind of stuff. These dudes, what I'm trying to say is why I think Sugar Ray Robinson is, this is the reason why when people talk about Sugar Ray Robinson being like the greatest, he's not, because have you heard of Sugar Ray Robinson ever fighting a heavyweight during his era? And that's not too far away from Harry Greb.
I mean, that's...
No, he never.
By the way, Sam Langford lost to Jack Johnson. It was a UD.
Who cares if he didn't fight a heavyweight? Who cares about that, though?
It matters, bro. It matters,
man. That was a different time. And brother, you gotta realize too. Those guys back then, they weren't even real heavyweights today. Like if you put them in their weight classes today, respect the weight classes. A lot of them dudes would be 168 light heavyweights. They're not even real heavyweights, man. They're not, bro. They're small as hell.
Jack Johnson, for instance, was a big old boy, bro. That fool's either a heavyweight or a fucking cruiserweight. No fucking
Rocky
way.
Marciano is not a real heavyweight, bro. If you put him in this era, if you put him in this era, he's a 68, he's a 75.
The original
Mike Tyson is not a big guy neither. Mike Tyson's 5'10".
was the middleweight division.
It just you're looking at it the wrong way, bro. Like Mike Tyson is 5'10". He's 5'10", bro.
Yeah, like 220. You have to bring in the weight.
But he's a real heavyweight though. He was a real heavyweight, bro.
You know what he is?
He fought real heavyweights.
Mike Tyson's a fucking juiced up 210, 220 dude, bro.
Somewhere around there. At least that's what they said.
Yeah, it's a weight class, high class.
I wouldn't be surprised during Mike Tyson's pretty fast though, but it wouldn't surprise me if they ever fought and peak for peak and Rocky would knock his ass out. It wouldn't surprise me at all. You know why? Because he got more grit. And he's gonna come in with a lot more force, and he's gonna be on his ass for the entire fucking night.
Mike was significantly bigger than him though.
Yeah, he was like 250, 20, and
there's a lot of guys.
180, 190.
Yeah, heavyweights of all time, bro. They got him bigger. They got him bigger over the years, bro.
Bro, there were
Marciano would knock out Tyson.
7-foot dude back in the day. There were 7-foot dudes, 6'4" dudes that were considered heavyweights. They fought these type of dudes and they got the ass handed to them. It's not like these guys never existed back then. They did exist. It's just now we seeing like the new division for guys like this, like fucking the guys like Tyson Fury and AJ and shit.
But you know, the one thing I would say, Rocky Marciano did get dropped by guys who did not hit hard as Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson catches him, which there's a very good chance because of his speed. There's a good chance Marciano doesn't beat the count.
Charles,
Tyson would beat Marciano. I think
it's hard to say that shit, bro. Like it's too hard. I can't say. I like both of them. I can't say one would for sure beat up the other, but I know one little thing. From Muhammad Ali, and I think Muhammad would beat Mike Tyson, even though Muhammad is not as he's not as defensively as articulate as nowadays what we see. He got fast hands, fast feet, and he can keep him on the fucking back into that jab.
He got a good defense. He got a good defense.
Yeah, he got a good defense, but in his way. And Muhammad went in there with fucking what's his name, Rocky. And he says when
again, I would say
it felt like Joe Frazier even better. I can only imagine in his peak, he was at a higher level than Joe Frazier.
Even with Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali, again, great fighter, no doubt for his era, but he was dropped in his career by guys that Mike would have hit harder than, so there's a good chance that he could have knocked. Joe Frazier had a great left hook, and he dropped Muhammad Ali. I want to say, was it the last fucking round? Anyway, he dropped Ali, and he broke his jaw. And that was an old Ali. Mike Tyson was some of those same punches. There's a good chance he don't finish that fight.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Muhammad Ali on that one. I like Mike Tyson a lot, but I think I'm gonna go with Muhammad Ali on that one.
What I'm saying is that Mike would have had a shot with any of these dudes. He would have had a shot with any of these.
I'll say this. Mike Tyson's style was made by Costamata, and Costamata made that style specifically for the Ali style. And with Mike Tyson's power, I'll just leave it at that.
Gersten is 100% right. He did create that style.
He had a lot of power too. Rocky had a lot of power too.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yo, who fell down the stairs?
Yeah.
It's like a fucking tornado, man.
Someone fell down the stairs, Virgil, he said someone fell down the stairs.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson beats Ali for sure.
In a tornado.
Real quick, I want to make a public apology.
By the time we got to Mike Tyson's era, like techniques were a lot more advanced by then. We're still seeing techniques used from that era in the 80s. That's where a lot of
man
from today come
Rocky
from.
had a punch called Susie. He had a name for a punch. He called it Susie Q. When he hit that motherfucker, everybody anybody hit him with. He fucking put him
bent
to
arm, right hand.
He put him to sleep. Anybody hit him with. This guy's a legend for a reason. 49-0 with 45 knockouts. One of them he killed in the ring. It's not a 40.
I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, a lot of these men that he was fighting. Because remember, heavyweight was anything over 175 back then, and he was just fighting, at 185 a lot of times. At 5'10", Mike Tyson was knocking dudes out who weighed 250. He can trust me. If he hits a guy at 185, he'll put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, guys, think about that. What was the light heavyweight that he fought that went up? It was Ezra Charles, right? Remember, he got gashed. What's his name? Gashed open, right? Had it hanging off his face. What do you think Mike Tyson would do?
Yeah, Ezra Charles more likely would have ended up like Michael Spinks, against
How
Mike
big
Tyson.
was Joe Louis? How big was Joe Louis?
Louis was 5'10", 195, 205 pounds. He dropped Ali. Dropped him. Ali was the bigger guy. Ali, when he fought Joe Frazier.
Talking about Joe Frazier. That's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Joe Louis.
Oh, Joe Louis was a big heavyweight. He was actually pretty big heavyweight for his time. I think he might have been like 6.
Yeah, he was like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. He was somewhere around there.
He battered the shit out of him.
Almost like 200 pounds. He was right there, like 198.
Yeah, when Rocky Tyson fought Joe Louis was like 87 years old.
I don't think any version of Joe Louis beats that dude, bro.
Joe Louis was 100. When Rocky Marciano beat Joe Louis was 105 years old. You can't really count that.
He's older, yeah.
I know you can't, but I'm saying any version of Joe Louis will probably get battered by that dude anyway.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I don't know about that, bro. You crazy.
I think any version of Joe Louis gets battered by that dude either way, bro. That fool had a special talent to take.
Oh, we wouldn't know, man.
He wouldn't take shots. He wouldn't take shots.
Gypsy says everything's so absolute. Like, oh, this is exactly what would happen.
How are you going to speak with that? Or absolute? That's my belief. If I have to speak with, if I believe in something, I got to speak in absolute. I believe any version of Joe Louis gets beat up by fucking
7 rounds or 7 or 8 rounds at an older age. This was a guy who was depleted at the time. It was a total different from when he was on his reign, when he was defending his belt in a historical record that hasn't been broken. So,
and I think he also fought Ezra Charles, who was also up in age by that time, and he gave him
he was old.
fight at old age. I believe so.
He wasn't flawless. Yes, he retired undefeated, and you got to tip your hat off to that. He had a high knockout ratio, but at the same time, even though he was undefeated, he retired undefeated. He had a couple of bad performances where he got dropped by guys who were lesser fighters than the Tysons of the world.
How would we know that those guys punch? Let's just say weaker than the Mike Tyson.
Because they're smaller. They're not as fast as Mike Tyson.
How would we know that? It's not. There's no measuring.
Not technically advanced either. Mike Tyson's style. I mean, by that time, that's when a lot of new techniques were coming into boxing. Like I said, the 80s. If you look at that, we still live. We still use those techniques that we saw a lot of those 80s fighters use to this day, because that's when everything got more advanced. Like
I'll give you an example of gauging punch power.
There's a chance that if Mike Tyson would have went back into the future with his same skill set and fought somebody like Rocky Marciano, Marciano would have thought that he wasn't even a human being. They would have been like, "What is that exactly?
Who's this black alien?"
I don't even know.
Remember that this dude was juiced to the fucking gills, Mike Tyson.
No one's denying that, man.
Man, a lot of the 90s heavyweights was juiced to the gills, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them dudes was, man.
Do you think Holyfield wasn't? Do you think Holyfield wasn't?
Yeah, exactly. Holyfield, come on, man.
I love how these guys bring up, performance enhancing drugs in a sport, in any sport, where your performance means everything. Like, what do you think? Tyson was in a league by himself taking these things?
No, everybody was. I'm saying
Okay,
all
then,
of them.
if they all taking it, then it's all even.
Then we got to give Rocky the same amount of treatment, the PEDs. We got to give him that shit because I don't think the PEDs were
Here's
around.
the better question. If you could have modernized Rocky Marciano, meaning modern him to by that time and give him the same techniques and give him the same medicine and the same training regimens, and all he has to do is focus on being a boxer. Now we're talking a different ballgame. Now we don't know. Now I would say, yeah, maybe, you know.
Well, here's another thing that we got to bring into the light. He retired at 49-0, which means he only had 49 fights. We may think of like that. That's a lot of fights nowadays, but at that time, that wasn't a lot of fights. He had to retire early because he took a lot of damage from the guys that he was fighting, and those guys were nowhere near, but at the level of Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson retired, I think, for 60 fights because of old age, but that wasn't a lot of fights back then. 49 fights.
I don't know. I don't know.
Nowadays,
I don't know what's the reason why he retired. I think he said there was an interview that he said that there was no fire left in him. He didn't have anything to prove or some shit like that. No fire. He didn't want to do it anymore. There's no point in going in training camps because he trained like a fucking dog. From what I've been hearing, like all like insane type of training, like shit that is unheard of in today's. They won't even do it nowadays. Yeah, that's probably the reason why, because wear and tear on the body and shit. But 49 is still fucking impressive with 43 knockouts. It's still fucking impressive. Nothing can take anything from that shit, bro.
Well, all these hypotheticals is just, that's all it is. Nobody knows.
I mean, hey, Chavez Jr. made it to like what? Was he like 80 something to know? Like what?
Yeah, that's not lower weight divisions. It's lower weight divisions. You could take less.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he fought a lot more than what Marciano did, and than what Marciano did. Marciano had 49 fights, but by that standard, that wasn't a lot of fights at that time. Those guys had hundreds of fights.
Chavez had better defense. Chavez, people think that Chavez is the guy that would get hit and enjoy getting hit and just continue coming in while getting hit and then delivering his own. No, Chavez had good defense with this. The way he would just bounce up and down with his head and he just make him the guy miss right in front of him. He was pretty good at his defense, so that served him well for a long time. What's his name? Rocky. His best defense was his cross guard, and if you open that shit up, you tag him.
I just don't see Marciano, knowing what we know about him, what he could have did. Like he would have been right there for Mike Tyson just to take his head off. There's nothing he could do to stop that.
I'm telling you, man, there's a chance. I always thought Mike Tyson would pull this off, but when I think about it now, like, really? Just think about it. This fool, same size, 5'10", and if there were, and like Mike Tyson was juiced up, but he wasn't like too bulky or some shit like that. He was slim for a boxer, you know what I mean? And he became more bulky after he came out of the prison. So if they fought, yeah, he's a little bit faster, but the cross guard he blocks, he might get caught with some fucking shots he doesn't like from fucking Rocky. Rocky might do some shit.
The same can be said for Rocky, innit? Do you know what I mean?
That's like
it's same on both sides. It's same for both, but who would last? Who would be more?
Man, I think Mike does him in about 4 rounds.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Rocky's too small. When he fights, you see in Rocky's fights, he dips down with how do you say it? Like he decompresses his shoulders, right? I don't know if you see against Joe Lewis, as a Charles. He sort of decompresses his shoulders. I don't know why. But I do know he does punch for the target when he does that. He can't do that against Mike, man. He does that against Mike. He's getting this chain clock clean. Sorry.
I heard what I heard about Rocky is that he hits so hard that even if he hits you in the arms and shit, there was a fucking guy that he hit him in the arms and stuff enough times where I guess the guy's nervous system in that area, his arms didn't work properly no more. His shit was not fucking.
Listen, he's not
the only arm punches, though, wasn't it?
Roy Jones told a guy named Eric Carter. Roy Jones fought a guy named Eric Harding, right? And I remember saying to myself, why is Roy only hitting his shoulder? He's not hitting his face, not that much. He's just hitting his shoulder. You know what he was doing? He dislocated his arm. He had to stop the fight.
Yep.
So it's not like, you know, it's not like super. Yeah, it's impressive that you can fuck up somebody's arm.
No,
right?
I get what you're saying, bro. Like that's dislocating. You could probably lock it. You could put it back in. I'm talking about this guy's whole life, nerve damage, never to come back.
I'm pretty sure Eric Harding wasn't the same after that, because what happened after that? He got knocked out by Antonio Tarver, a guy he broke. Eric Harding is the first guy to ever beat Tarver. He broke his jaw in the fight.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Shout out to Antonio Tarver getting to the Hall of Fame finally last month. Shout out to.
Yeah.
Tarver's still in one like direction. It's still like Tarver's chin is slightly off alignment. Have you noticed it?
Yeah, true. Incredible.
Yeah, it's hard to say it, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm saying again, if Rocky pulls it off, and that guy, if they,
Tyson,
man, I just think Mike does it, man.
Tyson batters him, bro. Tyson batters him, bro.
One guy's been dead for years.
I mean, when people see Tyson, they think brute strength, but in reality, Tyson was really technically skilled as well. He didn't just have that brute strength that a lot of people credit him for.
Yeah,
and the speed as well.
Yeah, cool.
Who else was what's his name? Marciano fighting with that type of speed or that type of footwork, the angles shifting in. Like, come on, there's no guy like that at that time. Hell, there's no guy like that right now. There
was movies back in the day that he battered, but the thing is though, it's not the same style. It's a different style of fighting. More back foot guy. Mike Tyson would get up close and throw angles.
But you know what? We have an expert that just came in, Mr. Boxing Chief, and I would love to hear his take on it. What's up, Boxing Chief? Who would you pick in a hypothetical fantasy matchup, Mike Tyson or Rocky Marciano?
Boxing Chief was good, man.
But if Marciano gets to go to Tyson's body, the times Tyson was staggered when he was young was body shots. And so if Tyson takes someone like Marciano lightly, which it very possible he could have, being a naturally bigger guy, and he lets Marciano on the inside, he could get surprised. But that's a far if. Odds are Mike Tyson.
See, that's the thing. Ifs. We all on ifs. We don't know that shit. It's a bit difficult fucking one to pick out. I favor the speed for Mike. He can throw angles and shit. But there are things that this dude can do. You know, I won't say dirty tactics because it's not dirty tactics. It's just he'll use his strengths, whatever he got, and that cross guard he got, he'll set him up, man. Body shots, all this shit. He'll set him up and he'll hit him hard, bro. I imagine a fight like that, and where Mike Tyson's like, "What the fuck am I into? Like, am I gonna get out of this shit?"
Where are you
just see Mike going
So imagine putting two guys that, you know, one guy's dead and the other guy's, you know, retired and old as fuck. You know, I just imagine
it's just hypotheticals, man.
I think you understand when a guy's naturally bigger than you, and he moves even if he moves a little bit slower than you, but if he's at least as fast, if not faster, bro, you see him as a freight train. That's a freight coming at you. Mike Tyson has faster hands, faster feet than Rocky Marciano. All I'm saying is,
I got the one to raise you. I got one to raise you though, because Holyfield had faster hands, faster feet, and everything else, but George Foreman still had the timing to throw him off. So and Marciano,
I understand that, but what I'm talking about when a guy is bigger in every dimension, height wise, right, and weight, and he's coming at you faster than you can come at him, meaning his movement, his body movement, his hands. I am telling you, that is a freight. Yeah, I'm not saying you're definitely going to lose. What I'm saying is you right away, your body sensor says, holy shit, I might die. I literally might die.
until you get hit. Until you get hit and realize he doesn't possess much.
Come on, man.
That's what Tyson would realize.
If he possesses much, then it's a problem. But if you realize when you get hit, you're like, damn, this is like
okay. I'm gonna assume that Mike Tyson was just not smoke and mirrors. When he punched people, it actually hurt because he knocked out guys 230, 240, 250. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It was also technique, though.
Well,
he
for
was
the
well
record,
skilled.
He was. For the record, though, when you're talking about power, Archie Moore said getting hit by Rocky Marciano is like being hit with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So they both have power. Tyson was a fast counterpuncher with speed. Jose Ribalta said it wasn't how hard he hit you, it's how many times he hit you because his hands were so fast. So I'm not arguing that freight train. I'd say change freight train to bullet train because it's the speed he's going to be coming at with still the intensity of a train. But is that train going to be a small brick wall? Is it going to run into that? And if so, because Marciano take a punch, Marciano was a good counter puncher. Marciano had timing. Marciano had power. Marciano was a great body puncher. Tyson couldn't take good body punches. All these add up to the fact that it's going to be it's very good possibility be more difficult for Tyson than most expect. This does not mean I'm picking him to win.
I have a question for you, Boxing Chief. Gypsy brought up what's his name? Marciano had a habit of hitting people on the arms and making their arms useless. I'm pretty sure Tyson was also known for doing the same thing. Wasn't he? Didn't sparring partners say that he would do that to them? I think.
When he was on his way up fighting the club fighters, he looked like a good inside fighter because they would go into a shell and he'd just beat all over him, and they couldn't take it because they weren't world class fighters. When he got to the world class level and guys could take that punishment, the fights went longer, and the guys weren't looking for a soft place to land, and they weren't quitting. And that's when he started to have to test himself more. Then,
that makes sense, though, doesn't it? That makes sense.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the fact that world-class Hall of Famers were saying that about Marciano, and were saying that he had that kind of power. They weren't saying that about Tyson because Tyson eventually broke through because they didn't like the pressure. They willed it.
I'll actually tell you this. My dad actually spoke with this one heavyweight. Oh my goodness, Pinklin Thomas. And believe it or not, he said the hardest hitter he ever faced was actually Leon Spinks and not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was just more explosive.
He's a fast guy.
We don't argue
fast
that.
and accurate.
Yeah,
fast accurate. That's what he is. He's a fast accurate puncher who throws angles. He throws angles, and that's angles no one's yet to imitate. No one. What they say, the fucking saying, you can replicate but never imitate, or what's the fucking saying? Something like that. No one. Yeah,
but somebody could imitate.
I get what you're saying, but my point is this. Mike, again, everything is relative. If you're talking about Mike traveling back into the future, right, with all his new advanced training, something that these guys weren't seeing, and with that kind of movement and his height and his weight, with that speed, there's a good chance that a guy like Rocky Marciano would have been like, what am I even fighting? What is this? This is crazy. This is like fighting a guy in the future that's just too advanced for today's human being.
Recognized. Are you saying that he thought that he was fighting a black alien or something?
Right. Like you got to take it now. If you take Rocky Marciano, but his discipline. Right?
I'm pretty sure Holyfield was saying that to fucking.
Hold on, let me finish my point. If you take Rocky Marciano and you say, look, we're going to modernize you. We're going to take you into the future with all your attributes, and we're going to enhance that. Now you're talking about a different ballgame, bro. Now
He's a middleweight then, isn't he?
Well, no, he would be right. But let's say we could blow him up to Mike Tyson. Hold on, real quick. Let me finish this point. Real quick. Let's say we can make him, because he was Mike Tyson's height, right? Rough thereabouts. Okay, he was roughly Mike Tyson's height. Okay, let's say we can make him the same weight as Mike Tyson. Now it's different. And functional weight. I'm talking about he'll be a functional 215 pounds, 5'10" guy like Mike Tyson. Then it's different. I was talking about
I'd have Marciano in brown.
I don't see it.
What don't you see? I think he'll break him down. I think Rocky will break him down.
I think that even with the modern technology that Marciano would still struggle. I think that
based
Mike
off of what?
Just had the body. He was built from ground up, wasn't he? It wasn't like they changed him midway. He was built.
Look, man, I'm pretty sure
the day they found him.
Holyfield, for instance, when he fought Foreman, he thought, "What the fuck am I dealing with here, bro? I hit everything. This motherfucker's still there." He threw the kitchen sink at him. He's still looking at him.
Yeah, better. He was faster on his feet, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that to work with, right? You could say, well, okay, this guy hits harder than me. You see, here's the thing. Here's the thing you don't want to ever be in. Not to say you can't win. This is the situation you don't want to. When everything is equal, that guy is a highly skilled fighter. There's a reason why he's here, right? And this is the reason why this is a big fight. He can't have every category over you. Speed, power, better footwork. How the fuck are you going to win? How?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying about.
And to recognize the point, usually the guy going up in weight is going to have the speed advantage. Marciano would still be at a speed disadvantage against the bigger guy. So, yep.
Exactly.
You know what they say about speed? You know what
we don't know.
Timing. And I think this dude had good timing.
Thank you. That is what we can't figure out because Marciano did have timing. That's how he beat these.
But Mike Tyson had timing though. What did Mike Tyson have?
Mike Tyson's timing.
Do you recommend when everything is, meaning you're a high level fighter going up against another high level fighter, right? Do you recommend that you have those three categories going against you? Oh, I got timing over him, so I'm gonna hope that that's the thing that wins, right? Let's just assume that the timing was a little bit better, but the guy has more speed than you, more power than you, and faster feet. I'm gonna
tell you.
I don't think Mike Tyson. I'm gonna keep talking until I finally get my words in. I'm gonna keep saying this. Like timing. Speed, thrill, power, thrills, speed kills, timing rules them all. That's an undisputed saying. Timing the only reason why Foreman was in that fight with Holyfield was because of timing.
You would have to
have them all, actually. Being in better position beats everything, but go ahead.
That's called timing.
Here's what I'm saying.
Positioning and timing are different things.
What you have to hope for
positioning and timing are in conjunction with each other. Go ahead.
Two completely different things.
What you would have to hope for is that your timing trumped all that. Okay, so then in other words, the foot speed, it's not going to matter. The hand speed, that's not going to matter. The punching power, that's not. Basically, what you're saying is, I need every single thing. Meaning, I have to be like defensively on top of my game, and then timing on top of that. Because this guy punches harder than me. He punches harder, right? Then on top of that, he's bigger than me. He's used to knocking out bigger men than myself. Okay?
Well, I got recognize for some reason, I don't believe Mike Tyson hits harder than fucking Rocky.
Bro, again, I think
that's all speculation.
I think you're missing the point. Like, I'm not even talking about Rocky Marciano. I'm saying, if you were training a fighter, would you feel how great of your chances would be if you were fighting a guy who is naturally bigger than you, faster, hits harder, okay? When I say faster, he's got better footwork, he's faster on his feet, he's faster with his hands, and he hits harder than you. And maybe your fighter has just a little bit of better timing. Well, how confident would you be that your fighter is going to win?
None.
Not that confident. If you're being honest, Come on, you just. I'm just asking for
talking about
honesty.
intangible. There's another part to this. There's a game plan you got to come up with, and you analyze what his weaknesses are.
That'd be very difficult. That'd be really difficult, and it would require a very disciplined fighter to do that.
You got custom model training Mike Tyson, right? You got custom model Kevin Rooney and his crew, Teddy Atlas, right? So
right,
you know they're coming with a good ass game plan. You know that. My question to you,
it's not going to be to move around the ring, though. It's not going to be to move around the ring. He ain't going to go. He's not going to back up.
My question to you would be: how confident would you be with those three categories going against you, with the exception of timing? And let's say the timing was just your timing was just a little bit better. How confident would you be?
With my guy being Marciano, or are we just talking about
your guy being Marciano? You're going up against Mike Tyson, Kevin Rooney, Teddy Atlas, who have a game plan. They study Rocky Marciano, and they know they got these physical advantages. How confident would you be?
I could be very confident. I'll tell you why. Because my guy's got the chin, he's got the timing, he's a better body puncher. He's a better body puncher. And Tyson was not a good Tyson. I'm not done. Tyson was not a good infighter. Tyson was not a good infighter.
Would it be the kind of confidence?
This fight's not going on the outside. This fight won't be on the outside. This footwork. Well, I'm trying to explain. This footwork, yes, I would have the confidence because this footwork you're talking about is still going to be at point blank range. Tyson's not going to be on the outside. That's not who he is. That's not how he fought. He had to work his way inside against taller guys. This isn't the case here. It's going to be two guys almost the same size. Tyson probably has longer arms. I would be honest with my opponent. I would say, listen, today you have to be perfect because he has physical advantages over you and very important ones. And he's got a great trainer. They studied you. They know what you're going to do. They're prepared for that. What I'm saying today is because you don't have the speed advantage, because you don't have the power advantage, because you don't have the foot speed advantage, you better make sure your timing is nothing less than perfect. Nothing less but perfect. And in your scenario, and in the scenario you've brought up, the one that you created, Marciano's going to be the same size in the modern era. And more likely he would be. You got to remember, Tyson's
time out. I wasn't talking about that. I didn't say the modern era version of Rocky. I said Rocky Marciano, who he was, versus Mike Tyson, who he is. Right? That's why I brought up the fact
it is different eras and bringing one to the other thing.
Hold on, time out. That's why I brought up the fact that he would have a guy who's naturally bigger than him, right? Now, a different Rocky Marciano today, a modern day Rocky Marciano who weighs as much as Mike Tyson, that's a different ballgame. Mike doesn't win all those categories. He doesn't have the automatic power over him. He doesn't have the automatic strength over him. That's totally different. Totally different. Okay, I'm saying the Rocky Marciano, 5'10", 185 versus 5'10", 215, a guy who's faster than him, punches harder than him, has more speed than him. That's too much of a disadvantage, bro. That's too much.
So here's what I see with Tyson still being the winner. I see Marciano being able to get inside, smother Tyson because that was possible to do even to a peak Tyson. Mitch Green, Quick Tillis, Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker, all did it. And Marciano is technically a better fighter than all of them. Maybe not as athletically gifted, but he's smarter, he's stronger, and he's more determined than all of them. And so he has the timing to get inside, smother Tyson, make it an inside fight, hit those body shots. Does Tyson win based off of the advantage you're saying? Yes, but it's not going to be a walkthrough because once those body shots start coming in, just like what happened with Quick Tillis, just like what happened with Frank Bruno, Tyson's legs are going to buckle, and he's going to have to fight back in a way he's not used to, going backwards on occasion.
I think that when you're thinking like boxing realistically, intangibles can kick in, but those are things that you gotta hope happen, right? They could with the right guy. You gotta hope they happen. Okay, you're going up against a great fighter They're going to have a great game plan. And if they got all those physical advantages over you, on top of a good game plan to beat you specifically, they came in there to beat you, okay? With those advantages, there's a good chance they're going to win. Very good chance they're going to win.
But not easily.
No, nothing has to be.
I think you probably would.
You're not an all-time great.
I think what Boxing Chief is saying, based on those criteria, I have Rocky winning. Based on those, because you've seen the will. You've seen the will. You've seen the will of Mike Tyson. You've seen the
smaller, slower.
He's not. Look, he's slightly smaller. He's slightly smaller, not like massively smaller. And
roughly the same height, but Tyson is much heavier.
He's gonna smother him. He doesn't. It's like Mike Tyson fights on his back foot. He doesn't. He's gonna smother him, and then he's gonna break his will. That's what's gonna happen to Mike. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna break his will, bro. I promise.
We can all agree on this.
I'm wrong about all.
I think we have to all agree on this. The first one that gets the other guy to back up is probably going to be the winner because they're both bulls.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, because they're both bulls. The minute the bull starts backing up, then you made him change what he is, and that's not a good thing. But that's all I'm going to say.
That's a fair statement. My point was, it's going to be people today will say, "Oh, Tyson whitewashes him," and recognize you and I had this conversation about different fighters earlier this week about Tony and Triple G, and everyone that I've been talking to is just, "Oh, Tony," because forgetting about the fact this fight at 160 pounds, Tony was a hot and cold fighter because they remember his entire career and isolate it to where this fight would take place. Now, how does this relate back to the fight we're talking about? It relates back to the fact that Tyson's weaknesses are the very strengths of Rocky Marciano. He had timing. He could smother Mike. Mike was terrible. Let me rephrase, not terrible. He was not overly proficient fighting on the inside. You put a glove on him and he would dance with you like a prom date until the ref would break you. If you covered in the corner, he looked like a great inside fighter because he would use angles, like you're saying, hitting a human heavy bag. That's not going to be Rocky Marciano. Marciano would rather go out in a shield than be a human heavy bag. So because he's going to fight back, because he's going to be able to smother Mike, because he's going to be able to hit his body shots, because he's highly proficient at it, and Tyson had trouble against lesser fighters in these same categories, is the reason why I think it's going to be a challenging fight, even if Tyson wins. That's my whole point.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, with the attributes, the natural attributes that he had over a guy like Rocky Marciano, who fought in the 40s and the 50s, right?
Yeah.
And was a size heavyweight for that time. Okay. From what I've seen, he would have been at a disadvantage. Not to say that he can't win. What I'm saying is he would have been at a disadvantage versus the modern Mike Tyson compared to him, who had speed, power. He was naturally heavier than him. That's just a hard mountain to climb. And so I bet what more likely would happen with that situation versus, he could like fuck up Mike's rhythm, I get all that. That's true. But I go with the more likelihood of that.
If you can figure out Ezra Charles, Joe Walcott's unpredictability, then he has enough of an IQ to figure out Mike Tyson. Figuring him out does not mean he can execute. But what I'm saying is he's got the mental capacity, the IQ, to be able to take on challenging fighters, including someone bigger than him, because everybody he fought was bigger than him. So I think he can overcome and make it challenging. I'm not claiming it. Now, if it's the other wheel that you were talking about of you bring Marciano forward with, or you take Tyson back to where nutrition's not the same, and he's not 190 pounds when he's 13 years old like he was in modern times.
That's what
This changes the dynamic.
It changes the dynamics. I would say that if you modernize or demodernize either way, right? Then now you're talking about a different total fight. Now you could really put them in, and you could really put them in and say, okay, Marciano might have more power than this dude. Right. Mike might be a little bit faster, but he's got more grit than him. He has not only the mental capacity, he has the strength to keep up with him too. So I'm going
Recognize. What does that mean? Does that mean that Rocky's greater than Mike Tyson? Ultimately, it is. Yeah, he is.
It's all perspective, right? Like if you look, Rocky Marciano has a great argument for being one of the greatest fighters ever lived. He does. So does Mike. I think, in my opinion, so does Mike. Mike has one of the, he's one of the, he done things that nobody does. Say again.
They both do.
I said I agree. They both do. They both definitely do.
I agree.
The question is who's actually better? Who's actually better? Well, even playing field. Let's just say
better. Tyson's better. Tyson's better scored. Tyson's better skilled.
I didn't grow up in Rocky Marciano's time to feel the effects. I've seen videos, I heard stories. In my opinion, I kind of like count those guys out a little bit, and I go by what I've seen in my personal life and recent videos that I can go back to and kind of like compare them. And I think Mike Tyson is one of the greatest fighters ever.
I'm sorry, but I just want to agree that the difference, what is it, 20 years, 10, 20 years? The difference between Marciano and Tyson?
Oh, I think way more than that, bro. I think
really?
Yeah, it's about 25.
Bro, the guy was fighting. The guy was fighting in what, 1940s and 1930s? Rocky Marciano?
Mike came up in the 80s versus Marciano, I think, in the 30s or the 40s.
Okay, let me take this one. Let me take this. Tyson won his title in 1986. Rocky Marciano's last fight, if I remember correctly, was in 1955. And the reason why I kind of remember 55 is because, and one of the reasons why I still pick Marciano to be a legendary fighter until someone breaks a record. And what I mean by this is, if 49-0 doesn't mean that much because you're fighting X, Y, and Z, how come from the beginning of a career to retirement at heavyweight, no one's broken that yet? Exactly. That's a 70-year record that still has not been broken at heavyweight.
The guy's legendary, bro. I'm telling you, he's legendary. His hands, he's like stone, bro. Like the shit that I've been hearing about the dude is on a different level. Like, and then I compare it to Mike Tyson, which is great, but Mike Tyson, the style matchup with Mike Tyson.
What about Larry Holmes?
No, Larry Holmes might have his way with someone like I'm still saying might have his way with Rocky Marciano because of the height and reach and all that attributes. But Mike Tyson is a perfect fight for someone like Rocky. Perfect.
I agree with you. It'd be an interesting fight.
Everything, bro. It's perfect. He will break his will. He will. It's a style of fight that makes perfect sense for me. That he will beat him.
Let me piggyback off you for just a second on this real quick. Let me just piggyback off of what he just said real quick, and I'll stop for a moment. But you said break his will. Now, whether he does or not, that's the argument we're going to have all night. But every time someone was able to take Tyson's toughness, his speed, and everything else like that, and push back, Tyson usually either went the distance or wilted and lost. It didn't matter the size. Well, size may have been a contributing factor. I don't want to go into that right now. What I'm saying, though, is when it comes time to mental toughness and will, when the fight gets tough and deep, Marciano always overcame and won. Tyson didn't.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys. I think we're going to end it. We're going to end it. We've been talking about this fantasy fight for I don't know how fucking long, which is great conversation. We should do this more often, but on a special episode. But yeah, guys, we got to go. But thank you for being on the show. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care. Everybody on YouTube, this turned into a fantasy matchup, which is interesting. Actually, we should do like a tournament or something. With people voting, of course. But yeah, guys, don't forget, this Saturday we have Gassiev fighting, and that's pretty much what we have this weekend. It's not a big, again, it's summer, so we don't have big fights. But they're going to be coming. Don't you worry about that. Thank you for everybody who listened to the show, everybody who hit that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it again. It really helps us out. Also, I want to thank everybody who super chatted. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care.